gonna take on the world. We're gonna take on the world.
All right, guys, we are back in action again. Live episode 63.
Are we?
Yes, it's 63.
Damn.
All right. This is Third Eye Truth and Podcast. Coming back again with another episode, guys. I am your host, James Gill. This is my co-host, Joe Hill.
Hey, that's me. Look at I'm right here. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a special guest on tonight.
Yeah.
He is the founder of the Little Red Fern
Little Red Fern, yep.
Productions. And we were about to get deep into that and see what he wants to talk about. Ryan Cheevers. Welcome, buddy.
And he's an icon in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole big Cheevers
Welcome,
clan.
buddy.
Oh, yeah. The Cheevers clan, yeah. We're everywhere. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, guys. Ryan, how have you been? I mean, this is my first time meeting you, so
Yeah.
I think you might have, did you
Sort
play
of.
ball at the Y growing up?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
I think I might have gotten into some games with you.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking 25 years ago,
Oh, holy shit. That's a long time ago.
a long time ago.
My knees were good.
I don't
then.
think we knew each other or met each other, but I remember you walking those halls.
My knees were in mint condition.
You ever been to,
My ankles, I know, my back,
you ever been to
everything.
Zara's or Sandbar?
Oh, yeah. No, I
there you go.
definitely recognize you. And I know this guy from, you
Yeah.
know, since we were probably little kids, right?
Yeah, about probably 6 or 7.
Yeah.
That long ago?
Yeah,
Wow.
I played baseball. With him.
Okay.
Yep. Went to
Yeah.
school too.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Yeah. Small town.
Small town.
Yep.
Oh, look at me.
What?
Going back to
what?
my old days. Shit.
Back when
When it was
there
fun.
was not as much gray, you know.
Yeah.
I love my grade. No
Oh,
offense.
mine's coming in. So
Well, you're just coming in. You're about the same age as me. How do I have so much grade?
The stress.
No, that's
The
called
stress.
that's called kid.
Stress.
That's called child. That's called being married and being
That's
divorced.
like I said, stress.
That's
Look, dude,
nothing.
This right here is open. This is all stress right here.
Where the hell's
and then-
yours?
Huh?
I don't even see. Oh, I see.
Well,
it now.
I keep it close, man.
Well, I'm
If
getting
I grew it out, it'll be all gray.
yeah,
good.
we feel young
It'll
though,
be
you
good.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
sometimes.
I
young.
feel like $1 million. I'll tell you that much. I'm serious about that.
I'm 10 mil, bitch.
10 mil? All right, Joe. Good job.
10.
Ryan, give us a backstory on where you come from and
Actually, I'm kind of curious. You can
Yeah,
tell the backstory.
give us
of
a
where you
backstory
came
about
from
your-
after high school.
yes.
Oh,
do it.
after
after high school. No,
So,
your
yeah.
childhood.
yeah, went from St. Joe,
Yeah.
went to college, studied film.
Where at?
Spring Arbor University
Where's that?
near Jackson.
Really?
And then went to LA, got an internship at Warner Brothers in 2004. So I was interning for a screenwriter, Akiva Goldsman. So I'm 3 weeks out in LA, 24 years old, and I'm working not his desk but his assistant's desk as an intern. So
Wow.
and he was working on Da Vinci Code because he adapted the book, the Dan Brown book. And then he had written A Beautiful Mind, won the Oscar
Yep.
for it.
Yeah.
So I was just like walking onto the
Wow.
lot there as an intern, like, this is the coolest thing I've ever.
You just
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
sparked him
he-
up a lot. He loved that
Dude.
book.
So yeah, he'd be in his office and I'd come in and they'd say, hey, Akiva's, he's writing today. So he's working on Da Vinci Code. And I'm like, what is going on? I lived in Parma, Michigan, off 94,
Yeah.
a little village. And a few weeks later, I'm interning for this guy. It's just was the coolest thing ever.
How'd you get the gig for that though?
So it was through my college.
Yeah.
So there was a film studies program in LA, like a 4-month semester sort of thing. And you got an internship on site and then you took classes. So yeah, so it was very cool. So that was my internship. And then while I was within the program, I was studying, screenwriting and some other stuff. So it was awesome. It was the coolest way to be introduced to Los Angeles, was on that lot, which I think is the coolest place too. So yeah, I did that. Then I from there, I got a job with Radar Pictures, and Radar is owned by the co-founder of Interscope Records, Jimmy Iovine and Ted Field founded Interscope.
Okay.
Ted Field was my boss at Radar, and Radar, was produced Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Amityville Horror, and then when I was there, they produced a bunch of bad movies.
Little bunch of movies.
I mean, they had big names. Sandra Bullock was in Bradley Cooper. Oh God, I forgot the name of it. All About Steve. And The Box with Cameron Diaz and James Marsden. Everybody's Fine with Robert De Niro. Yeah, I know these are winners. And then the Invention of Lying with Ricky Gervais. So that all happened in one fall.
Yeah.
Like they put tons of money towards those films, and they all bombed.
I've seen two of them though.
Have you seen two of them? Which one?
I seen the one with Bradley Cooper. I like Bradley Cooper.
So do I, but that movie's terrible.
It was terrible, but
it's terrible.
I didn't see it though. I mean, that and you said Al Pacino?
No, De Niro.
Oh, De Niro.
Everybody's Fine.
Yeah,
that wasn't a terrible movie. It just they tried to promote it as the artwork that they created for it, because it came out around Christmas time. It wasn't a Christmas movie at all, but the poster, the one sheet, like had a Christmas tree on it because they were trying to figure out how to, market it as like some sort of movie that people would want to go to. And it completely tanked. So I just was working behind the scenes there at a small level. So I had nothing really to, I wasn't much of an influence while I was there, but it was still a small office of 15 people or so. So it was kind of cool.
So say on the Da Vinci Code one, since you worked with or he was your boss, do you get credit for it?
Mm-mm.
Not a damn thing.
I was that was a
internship.
It was an internship. Yeah. So
no pay.
No pay. So what was funny with that internship was, Warner Brothers, or Legendary, I can't remember who it was, but Cinderella Man, which is one of my favorite movies. Akiva took on the script and did a rewrite on it. So I was being sent. It's kind of a funny story. He would, not him, but his assistant would send me out to like the libraries around LA to find books on boxing, because there was, I think they were trying to prove that he wrote a certain amount of the script. So they had to like do some research, and back then internet wasn't, blowing up like it is now. So I was going around town checking out these books at these libraries, and I'd bring these books back like in, stacks, and they'd give it to him and he'd take them, and then I never got them back. I mean, so I was checking them out under my name. And so I still think I can't check out books in LA. And I didn't make an intern. I'm not going to be like, can you get my books back from him? So the whole time I was out there, I never went back to the library because I think I was banned. I mean, we're talking like,
here comes that Ryan guy.
We're talking like 20 to 30 books on boxing. They just said, bring anything you can find on boxing. And we just photocopied a bunch of the pages, and then the books would go to him. He would take them home, and then it would be it. And so
probably sitting in his library somewhere.
He probably had no idea that we're checked out by the intern.
You had to do anything you had to do for the intern job. That's what interns do. I need this right here.
They lose their rights to libraries for their next 11 years that you're living there.
Have you got anything in the mail from them?
No. Yeah, I know. I can certainly tell you that I know for sure that if I tried to check a book out, that I'd get declined.
Shit. Our library here finally sent me a thing that my daughter checked out. It was
ago?
in my name.
Years ago?
Yeah.
Really?
And they said, you owe $34. I said, for what? They said, for the book. I said, I have the book at home probably now. She brought everything over to my house.
Do you have it?
I returned it and I paid them.
You still had to pay.
I'm surprised they made you pay.
I know they didn't have to, but I still paid them.
Yeah.
I mean, I had it for so long. Oh, here you go. Here's your 30.
How long did you have it?
7 years, 10 years.
Holy shit.
Something like that, because
that'll do it.
That's a long time. That's a lot of people that went in there wanting that book.
They
couldn't get it.
She was in middle school, and they finally sent it when she was in high school. So
yeah,
I went, all right, I feel bad. Here you go. Here's your $34. I could have bought the book and gave you the money, but
you could have bought the book.
That's how much a book cost.
34 bucks?
Yeah.
Well, Must have been a really important book.
I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
You messed up though. You failed.
I was when we went to divorce and she stayed there with mom. She come down to my house and I'm the one that did stuff with her. So I always went to the library or around town and stuff like that. I was the fun one.
Yeah.
Hey, then I got her full time, and then I wasn't the fun one.
So we both have a library book story.
Oh yeah,
All right.
it was hilarious.
It's
Yours
exciting.
is better though. At least you did something with yours.
Well, I mean, it was a one and done. I never had another chance to.
You didn't get the chance to read it.
I never had. I don't think I was allowed back in the doors like at a library. It was just like where. I mean, I couldn't even ask them about the books.
Like that?
Probably,
Wanted
probably
poster.
a lot of books.
It is LA.
A lot of books.
So after the second, was it the second one as an intern or was it a?
It was a
gig?
job that I had there. So
At least you got a paying gig now.
that was good. But back then it was one of the people that worked with me during my internship called me saying there's a job that you should go interview for, which doesn't happen that much anymore. So it was pretty easy getting the job, which was great. And then I left that job, went to a company called Red Granite, and they were kind of the hot new company in town at the time. So they were circling Wolf of Wall Street, so that company produced Wolf of Wall Street while I was there, and that was the most fun, being around, kind of the ins and outs of. I mean, one of the biggest movies of that year, at least, and then
it definitely was.
That was a huge movie.
That was a huge movie. And that movie wasn't like we watched like the first cut of it. My brother and I went to Paramount. We got to go to a advanced screening of it.
That's cool.
And it was 4 hours and like 10 minutes.
Holy shit!
And I remember looking at my brother going like,
Why is it so long?
It was a Scorsese cut, and he didn't want to cut it down.
The director's cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was like, oh my gosh. And it was just like these scenes would just go on way too long. And so I thought this is going to be tough. And I don't know how they were going to market the movie either, because it was a comedy for the most part.
It was.
So it was just an interesting situation. They cut it down to under 3 hours. But yeah, and then it opened on a 5-day weekend at 17 million, I think. On a 5-day, I mean, that's a disaster. Like the movie is going to tank, but it had like that Titanic sort of word of mouth.
Yeah, it
where
was still a long
people
movie.
that hated it talked about it, and people that loved it talked about it. So,
Still drew.
so it just snowballed like all the way through the holidays, and then into January, and it just did not stop. So, it was a huge movie, and super fun, a really fun one to be a part of. So I was a production coordinator on that, and then we did Dumb and Dumber 2, which was, I think, being a 90s
They didn't
kid,
like that movie.
Yeah.
it's terrible.
It was,
but
I didn't like that one.
I did too. It was horrible.
it was with Jim and Jeff.
Yeah.
And
at an older age.
I
Yeah,
know.
but they didn't look their age at all. I mean, they looked old.
Yeah, of course they were old.
Yeah.
Jeff did at least.
yeah,
Jim's still Jim.
it was one of those where the script was really funny, and then the first cut of it was just like, oh, this is going to be bad. But the company I worked for made their money back in the first weekend. So,
because of
and then it just bottomed out. But that was great because that was working. I did so much. I gave so many script notes for that. And it was like we'd be at work, and then by the end of the day, we'd get a new draft, go home and read it and mark it up, and then come back and put our notes together and then send an email off. And then it was just kind of like that over and over for a couple months. So that was so fun.
Wow.
So that was really neat. And the Fairleys are just amazing. And so that, I think, was my favorite project to be part of. It just was a shame that the movie wasn't
Didn't
as,
do so well.
but I think that of all the projects I worked on, that was the one that I was most involved with, because I was involved more so on a creative level than I was on a production level. So, and that's, working with those guys is awesome.
Do you think it's because people had high expectations because of how the first one went, how the second one's going to go?
First one's a cult classic.
I think it's I really think it's a
people go by
story.
that?
I think it's a problem with the story for the second one. It was never going to be as good as the first one, but I think the first one you had Lloyd and Harry. They were very innocent, and kind of they were in a world that was somewhat realistic.
Yeah.
So they kind of like stood out. Whereas the second movie, everybody was funny. Like, but Rob Riggle was in it, and he was funny. You had all sorts of different characters, and so I think the comedy got lost, and so it just was different. And so, but that script had been shopped around for a long time. So, and then the company I worked for had deep pockets and just financed it, and so so yeah, I think it was a combination of a lot of things. But it still made me laugh, like reading the script. It didn't deliver as much when you watch the movie.
Of all the people that you were in all these movies, did you get to meet any of them?
Mm-hmm. So, yep, I got to meet. Leo came up to our floor one time, so we all met him, and then Margot Robbie was in our office a few times. She's amazing.
The first question.
She's not that hot.
Okay, she's not that hot in person.
No, she's very beautiful.
I like you looked at the camera. She's not that
My
hot,
wife is
baby.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Sorry about that. I didn't even put you on the
best.
spot like that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Second best.
No, but yeah, we had people come in and out, and but I think for Dumb and Dumber, when we did reshoots in LA, Jim was at the craft services table as Lloyd at Christmas, and I remember like I was there was a few people there, and he was kind of moseying around looking for something to snack on, and I remember thinking like, Lloyd Christmas, like this movie shaped me. Is literally like standing next to me with the jacket, and I couldn't say anything though. I was just so like, I did talk. I said one thing to Jeff Daniels because it was a really cold night. We were shooting in North LA, and it was cold. It was like in the 40s. It was January, and Jeff Daniels was huddled up in a blanket, and I walked up and gave him some pizza, or offered some pizza to him, and told him I was from Michigan, and he didn't.
You're in
care.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, he just wanted me to go away.
Get out.
He was very nice. I'm sure he's nice,
nice.
but
He's a
he was
nice
so. He had just done a 12 hours with Newsroom, and then he was flying over to do.
He was huge in that.
Yeah, and at the time they were filming, so he was, I think, just tired.
He also sings. He's a
beast.
Yeah,
he's awesome. So that was cool. Yeah. So those were the two big projects for Red Granite, and then we were working on Daddy's Home, and then my wife and I moved back here. Both my kids were born there in LA at UCLA, and we knew we were going to move back at some point. And the funny thing was, Wolf of Wall Street. It's a movie about like corruption and and the movie it's gone through some drama since the movie was released. So it's something you have to look up to kind of understand. It's crazy. So like essentially like the movie was, they say, funded by corrupt money. Believe it or not, ironically. So that company was dealing with a lot of stuff. We had, not even kidding, FBI like in the office and stuff. And so I just was, it was just weird. But so we moved back, and we knew we were kind of ready for it. And so, but that whole thing was just kind of a big mess, and I wasn't that upset about leaving.
The Wolf of Wall Street thing, actually, I saw the TV show American Greed.
Yeah.
They talked about how that guy that fronted all the money was part of that making of the movie. And I'm thinking, wow, that's kind of fucked up. They make this movie knowing what the whole thing's about, and the guy that fronted all the money fronted the money.
I know. And these are all people that we were just the production house. And so when all that came up, we were all kind of like, what is going on? Like, who knows what? And it was way above our heads, that's for sure. But it was kind of a shame, because it certainly put a damper on. I mean, I don't even know if that company I work for is even around anymore. But but the Dumb and Dumbers thing was fun. And
how'd you meet your wife, since she's from here?
High school.
I know that part, but
yeah. So
did she go to school with you? How'd you guys do the whole schooling thing? Because did she follow you to your school?
So She went to South Carolina.
Yeah.
She was a Gamecock her first year.
I'm sorry if you're a Notre Dame fan. God.
But she left South Carolina to be closer to me.
Aw,
And so
that's love.
I was at KVCC. I played basketball at Kalamazoo Valley. And then so she moved and went to Western. So we were in the same town. And then I moved to go to Spring Arbor near Jackson, which wasn't that far.
What year did you wear at KVCC?
2000 to 2002.
Oh, no, it was after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I transferred from Ferris to KVCC and got my massage therapy degree there at the Blue Heron.
Nice.
Too bad you don't use it anymore.
I know I have arthritis in my hands.
Jeez.
That'll do
We're
it.
just,
Yeah, I'm falling apart now.
we could talk
45
2 hours about our problems.
45 years
Physical problems.
Now,
Oh, your
now 45 years old, my body's falling apart on me.
Arthritis.
You're
in
still
knees.
young, man.
Knees,
You're
yeah.
still young.
And knees?
Yeah, I had knees ever since playing all the sports that we did.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Your knees are bad?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm grinding bone on one.
Oh, jeez.
You gonna get knee replaced
Eventually.
Eventually,
Yeah.
you're going to have to.
I'm gonna
for
have
all
to.
of us?
The
Yeah.
doctor said I'll eventually have to.
These old knees right here. I tell you.
Whatever, not like mine.
Oh,
I mean, do you still play,
no,
Yes.
no.
or is it just like you walking up and down the court?
Yeah,
And that's no fun.
No, I at one
That's
point,
what I
at
feel
one
like.
point in time, I played with a bunch of 18-year-olds, and that was horrible. That was the worst. This is when I was like late 30s.
It's like Dr. J.
But you
Walker.
felt like you were 18.
Oh man, I was like, I can hang
Oh,
with
yeah.
these guys.
It's like-
No, these guys are.
It's like
back and
Dr.
forth.
J going back and forth. Yeah, I got this.
No,
guys.
no, dude. Man, I needed some Bengay or whatever the case may
Icy
be.
hot.
Icy hot.
Okay, Shaq.
Yes, I needed all that stuff, and it was just horrible, man. Because these kids like had no stop.
I know.
They just kept going back and forth. Come on, guys.
Who smells like Ben Gay?
mothballs?
Who smells like mothballs right now? Well, this must be the old man that's walking with us.
After a couple of games, I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Did you even last one game?
Yeah.
Good job.
We won the first game, but they gave us a run for our money. I tell you that much.
You don't play any street ball anymore?
Dude,
I don't play. I haven't
no.
played in forever.
I haven't played in at least 15 years.
I used to still play softball, but I
No,
stopped doing that.
No.
Softball, you
That's
could play that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like pickleball, you know? Like I can't play tennis, but I can play pickleball, I think. I don't play it, but
Is that little where it's half the court?
yeah,
I never played pickleball.
I haven't either. But I don't want to be my friends play it. They're like in a league on Tuesday nights or something, and
It's a bunch of
but they're
dentists.
like yeah. There's a dentist.
They come in my bar afterwards.
Okay.
I know these guys. I know all these guys.
Yeah, it's Dr. Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll come in-
Ryan Ettinger, Rob Grasshorn, those guys.
They still play?
Yeah, well, they play pickleball, but
Yeah,
they're
they play
competitive.
yeah.
Rob
Um,
still plays soccer here and there, though.
I don't think so.
He used to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He-
he used to.
But it's just yeah, it's like one of those things where if I'm gonna be bad, it's not worth it.
I'm gonna call
Right,
on
right.
him. I'm gonna call on him.
I'm still competitive in
So
a
am I.
way. So I mean, against 18-year-olds, no. But if it's my same age range,
He's always been competitive.
I'll play against you. Yeah, I'll strap up the old knee pads and
Yeah, I'd have to. It's
yeah. I got some
it's
knee
like
pads on.
I'm
Knee
like
braces?
RoboCop when I play. I mean, I'm wearing everything. I got like my ankle braces are like massive. Like
No,
it's-
I'll still play. I'm very competitive. I mean, when it comes down to being in a mix of a game or something like that.
Shit,
Yeah,
his whole family played sports. That's
We
why I
did.
called
Really?
him the clan. I mean, yeah, there's like a lot of them, and they all.
how many siblings do you have?
4.
4.
So my sister's, she's the Tracy. She's I don't know how old we are, but I'm second in line. She's like between 30 and 50. And then
But I mean, the whole family is tight because of your parents.
my parents, yeah, they
Your
did it.
parents are very
Yeah.
close, and your mom's a twin, so it's got the whole family. How we always said, because they all are a really knit family.
Close knit family.
Yes, and it's awesome. And his dad's
That's
very.
always cool. Though.
His dad is awesome as hell, because I knew his dad too when
Yeah.
I used to work at Lico. He was the UPS driver, so he was always around all the
Yeah.
time. And then his brother worked at Lico with me, and so
Yeah, my dad's a regular Ace.
yeah, he is.
I don't even think he goes to shop sometimes.
Just
I think he
goes in
just
and looks at
to
stuff.
escape.
Like,
you
get
know.
away from home.
Well, I mean, just like he's babysitting kids now, and I mean, he's got 11 or 12 grandkids
Oh,
locally,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's just a lot. So I think sometimes Ace Hardware is kind of a second
Get away from
home.
It is a second home. So
Yep.
he comes in maybe once a week.
Yeah.
If that. Maybe
Yeah.
every other.
Oh, I think it's more than that.
I think it's once a week. At least I'm there. And then I have 2 days off, usually Saturday and Mondays. So he could come on Mondays.
Yeah, he's a Mr. Fix-It guy, and I'm not. So that skipped us somehow. Yeah, maybe he did a bad job, but I can't fix anything. I can't fix. So if you see me in Ace Hardware, I made a wrong turn, I think.
Can you work on your yard? Do you do yard work?
No, Carrie's dad does that. He
he was in the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, he does all that stuff for us. But every now and then I'll get inspired by something and go in there and buy some screws or I don't know.
I was gonna say that.
What?
Buy some screws.
Yeah.
I always tell people model vodka.
What's that?
I always say can I find a screw for this big? I said, yeah, model vodka though, because I don't have a screwdriver. Sorry.
I bet you do that too.
I have to be as smart as some of these people sometimes.
Do they laugh often?
Yeah, actually I do.
You're so funny, Joe.
I know. I get that a
Get
lot.
out of here. What the?
What the funny thing is, I was at the sandbar, and then probably his dad or his parent, maybe Carrie's parents would say something and said, "Oh, it's our Ace Hardware guy. You're awesome." And I said, "Thanks. I'm just Joe."
They don't know your name.
They don't. Half the time they don't know my name. I get that a
They
lot.
know who you are.
I get that a lot.
It's just the Ace Hardware
It's,
guy.
it's our Ace guy. It's the friendly one.
The friendly.
Yeah, I am.
Are you friendly at work?
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean other people are not friendly when they say the friendly one?
There's some there. They just say it's over there. I go take the people, show them around, talking to them like this.
I can see that. I can see you doing that.
I'm very personal.
You've always been that way.
Oh yeah.
Always been a good guy.
I see you doing that.
Oh.
So you have 4 siblings.
Mhm.
How was it growing up with a 5 in the family?
It was.
Are you the youngest or
No,
he said he's the
I'm
middle child.
second in
Second,
line.
yeah.
Corey, my brother Corey, Tracy's a teacher at EP Clark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't
So,
know that.
and then Corey, younger than me, he actually works for Nickelodeon, so he lives out in LA still. And he's like a year and a half younger than me. Michael,
Mike's the youngest.
Michael was at Lico, but he just went back to school.
He's the youngest.
Yeah, youngest boy, and then my sister Kylie's the youngest, and she's a teacher at Upton. So it was fine. We just we had a lot of fun. I just don't know how my parents did it. I think the fridge in the garage was stocked full of Busch Lights.
Yeah, they did it.
Yeah, it was really fun. We actually had we lived near Eaton Park, and my parents still live there.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they did.
And so we'd play baseball in the front yard and be over at Eaton Park. And, back then you weren't, on phones or anything like that.
right.
So we just left at 9 a.m. and got back at 9 p.m. and we had a good time.
That was the best time.
A lot of
No.
baseball.
It was really,
Man.
I mean, it was just, and the neighborhood was safe. And
Yeah.
we had a great time. A lot of friends, in that neighborhood. So, but yeah, my siblings, we all get along really well, which is, I think, rare when you have that many. I mean, we're all pretty like-minded, and
Well, it's not like it was back in the 60s where the baby boomers,
Mhm.
9, 10 kids in the family.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of kids. My both sides of my family, my grandma on both sides, they both had 9 children.
Damn.
Huge
Seriously?
families, right? And
Mhm.
then they had tons of grandchildren, and then a few grandchildren before they passed.
Yeah. But that's, big
Big
families.
grandchildren, yeah, big families. That was the big thing back then.
Guys are-
Now that what's
So
that?
you guys are awesome. You got big families. You got everything.
Dude,
It's
man,
my
family
me.
is huge. My family's huge. Family's huge.
At least I got you.
Well, you're my brother. You can come to my
Oh,
wherever we have a family reunion, you can always come.
I know.
Eat some good old barbecue
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
real potato salad.
Real potato salad. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Some greens.
Yeah.
Some greens. I love the greens.
I made that stuff tonight. I want to get into that. But anyway,
Yeah, he's been talking about it since
Yeah,
we
I'm
got
talking about
here.
since you got here. Yeah,
Since we got
I'm big on cooking, man. I love.
Are ya?
cooking. Yeah,
What's your go-to?
So
I don't
that's
have a
what
go-to.
He doesn't.
So you're good at everything?
I try to do a little bit of everything.
Can you make a burger?
Yes.
Can
Yes,
you
I
make
could.
a burger? How you just said that? Anybody can make a burger.
No,
Well, I mean, but
no.
now it's like smash burgers are the thing
Oh.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like smash burgers.
Smash burgers are good.
But it's all about kind of the sauce that you use. And,
Yes, yes.
But yeah, I'm a burger fanatic.
I can put a good burger together, and I think it's all about the seasonings and whatever you put on it.
Mhm.
A lot of places just it's bland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I won't say one particular place is bland.
Oh,
Oh,
you can say it.
I was
No,
going to
not-
ask.
No, not my place.
I
No,
know,
I,
you
mean,
can say it.
I was going to ask you what your favorite locally is.
Oh, we had this question
Locally,
the other day.
yeah, we did. We had this discussion.
Do it again. And mine will change.
I think I've got mine.
You go first, Joe. You go.
All right,
you go
mine.
first. I'll do it
Mine.
again.
Can it be closed or open?
Well,
It has to
North
be
Shore.
open?
Were you going
No.
to say North Shore?
No.
North Shore is good.
It was,
That's
but it's not. It's no
not-
more. So
not
we
the
can't.
same. It's not the same.
I always
Can't
say
pick it.
I say Chatterbox,
Okay.
Grand Crossing. Then it would probably be Woody's,
Okay.
Woody's. Where's that again?
Stevensville?
Stevensville. It's where the old North Shore Burger went to.
Oh, in between.
But
the
I'm
that what it's
not
called?
gonna take
Woody's?
all. I'm not gonna say Woody's the Welcome,
No, that's Welcome is my
Yeah.
favorite.
but it's
Is it
not
really?
true burger though. I mean, if you want a full loaded
Well, yeah,
burger,
yeah.
you can't get that there. But
Right.
if you just want burger, meat, cheese, right
It's
off,
kind of glorified
Great.
fast food
Yep.
burger in
Yeah.
a way.
but it's fresh.
But Grand Crossing is solid too.
Yeah.
I love like a dive bar burger though. You know,
Yes.
Yep.
you could
Yes,
tell that
yes.
there's just some passion that went into making those
Oh,
It's
things.
yeah.
the one out in, towards Waterville, right before you get to Waterville. It's
TJ's.
what
Oh.
TJ's.
TJ's.
Well, then the,
Dude,
yeah.
they have this huge burger. They put it in a fucking cake box.
It's the old Dewey burger.
Holy crap, that thing is amazing. You have to cut it like in half, in
man,
quarters.
I know.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, I'm like,
Get your
how do you make that burger? The reason I found out about that burger, I was looking in the magazine and it was doing a burger, the best burgers in the area, and they
Okay.
did it up all over. And that burger was one of the best burgers in the area. I was like, I have to try it, and it didn't. Hey,
Blew your mind.
it blew my mind. I was like, amazing.
So where do you rank yours when you compare? Is it different than these places?
Sandbar's burgers, they're
Okay.
they're pretty good. We get
Yeah.
a lot of good compliments about our burgers, and I
Wait,
can-
do you make the Sandbar burgers?
I'm a bartender.
Okay, so I haven't seen you at Sandbar
No, you haven't.
because I go to lunch there every.
Yeah,
every
I
now
work
and
at
Oh.
working nights.
So, okay.
Work nights.
Okay,
So-
got it. Because I like Sandbar's burger.
So they have some pretty good burgers.
Yeah.
Pretty good burgers. But my go-to burger would probably be out the old North Shore burger. That was, I mean, I had an olive burger there.
Yeah.
That was this blew my mind.
Right.
Blew my mind. It was amazing.
Oh yeah. No,
It was
I mean
amazing.
that was the goat. I
Yeah.
think for
Yeah, for
Yeah,
a while.
I
for
love
a
that.
the
while.
seasoning too, the black pepper and all that
Yes,
stuff.
See, that's what I would say. It's a black.
It had
pepper
like
that-
almost like a
yes.
crispy char to it.
Yes.
Like yeah. I know it's a bummer. I thought the guy that when he moved out to Stevensville started what's it called?
Woody's or something like that.
No, it's
yeah.
No,
it's the old Woody's. It's now
I forget what
the Squeeze.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's
But I haven't been, but I've heard that it's not the same.
no.
It's not. I mean, it's close to it. Doesn't have the black pepper taste to it like it used to.
Yeah.
So I mean, from there, yeah, I would say it's probably that's why I took it off and did the welcome because the
I mean, if
welcome's
you want to go
still great.
further out, I mean, it's still in the county, right? Redimark.
Redemax.
Oh,
Red-
Redemax.
Redimax?
Yeah.
That's it, wrong?
Oh no, that's
That was
Redimax.
close.
you
know
were
what I'm
combining the Mark and Redemax.
talking- Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the
Redemax.
Mark's got a good burger too. But yeah, Redemax is
That's a nice
Yeah.
burger.
But it's the American government cheese that they put on it.
I don't put cheese in my burger.
You don't put cheese on your burger.
No, dude.
Dude, actually, not. It's not American government. I'm thinking that Wahlburgers. They say on their menu, it's
Wahlburgers.
it's Velveeta cheese. It's Velveeta cheese, and it's
It's
about
not.
this thick.
It's not.
What?
Is it not Velveeta cheese?
No, it's Velveeta cheese
Is it really?
at the Redemax.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
it's about this
All right.
thick.
I haven't
Alright,
been there in
alright.
forever.
You never been around? Oh, do I go once a year?
But that's the same publication that put out all these burgers, great burgers in the area. They put the one in the casino that we have, Four Winds. It was
Hard Rock.
Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, okay.
They had it there. They had a great burger. I tried that burger. That's a good burger too. So I forgot the name of the burger, but it was really good.
Yeah, because you can make a bad burger.
Yeah.
Rick McNeil. I hope I'm not killing your name. Says, what about the Neon Grill?
Oh, we forget about that.
See, that's like the family.
I forget about that.
He says we've got a good burger. Oh, he must.
No,
sorry about that, man.
The Neon Grill. By the way, Neon Grill. We go to Neon Grill more than we go to McDonald's. Like with my kids. My kids are 13 and 10. Neon Grill is like our go-to. It's the best. And it's cheap. They take credit cards now. Like they got those the seasoned fries.
Oh, the seasoned fries.
You can get like a Chicago dog there if you want.
A long time.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, dude,
and the customer service is. This is like an ad for them now, but customer service is awesome. People there are nice.
I love their chocolate shakes. Oh,
the malts. They have malts.
I've been there a long.
You got to go there because I think they're right up there.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
I don't know who Rick is, but thank you.
Rick's the man. All right, so this show is all burgers. Yeah, I could keep talking.
The funny thing is, we can keep talking about it, but also, what do you guys? I had to ask this. Do you guys really think, since we're talking about burgers, I didn't get to ask this last time. Was Five Guys? Is it really worth the burger?
I think it's expensive.
I think it's expensive as hell, especially if you had
have a decent burger.
Like if they had all, if like your dad had all those kids, like you growing up. You go there and he's spending about $100 on burgers.
He's not going there.
No, hell no.
He's going to McD's.
I like the way they do the fries though.
Yeah, it's good.
Fresh.
I can't go to Five Guys. I have to go to what's the place, the burrito place next to it?
Oh,
Moe's.
Moe's. See, Moe's. I love Moe's so much. I can't.
Yeah.
If I'm in that little strip mall, I'm going to Moe's.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to Panera.
Panera's good too.
Everybody thinks about the old Roxy's burgers.
Those burgers were huge.
Man,
that's how it was.
That was the best olive burger.
What's with you on olives? What's with you on olive burgers?
I like olive burgers, man.
I can't do olives.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I like olives.
I don't like olives. I can't do olives on a burger. You do cheese.
Olive burger.
They did have olive burgers.
Olive burger.
What's wrong with you?
No, there's nothing wrong with me. I just don't like cheese.
All right, we're getting off subject.
Okay, let's get off burgers.
God. What happens with us? We always get off subject.
That's all right, man. It's good conversation, man.
I know.
Burgers is a big deal.
Yeah.
So
can't know what a person likes.
Yep.
When you left LA and came back to St. Joe, my question is, was it hard to leave a nice, warm West Coast atmosphere to come back home?
I think it was, but we came back in the summer, so it was August.
Because both your families are here. So
yeah, they're both in town here. It's hard. My wife Carrie was working downtown Los Angeles, and I was working like in West LA, so it was kind of it just was, we would go basically 1 hour. She'd go 1 hour this way, I'd go 1 hour this way.
Holy shit.
Our daycare was like across the street from our house that we were renting. And then we'd both get to the office, and then we'd get a call from daycare saying one of the kids is sick.
Oh no!
And it's like, then we're calling each other, like, who's gonna go and
who could do it?
And it just was that when you have newborns and kids that are young, like their illnesses, and my job was full of a bunch of frat dudes, that didn't understand what it meant when a kid was sick. So it just was really difficult, and we missed not having our families around. And so I thought I could still do, when we decided to move, I thought I could still work, in the industry, at least for the company that I was employed at, that was doing the Wolf of Wall Street and all that stuff. So, but then remote work wasn't really a thing in 2015. So we had kind of had an agreement in place where I would be working for them half the time, but that fell apart when I got back. And so then I was just kind of like, okay, what am I going to do now with I made jokes all the time because I don't think it was Family Video was open on Cleveland at the time. I would tell Carrie, like, I think I can work there. I can help people find their video. I didn't know, because film study is so specific. Like, I had no idea. Wound up working at United Way of Southwest Michigan, which was awesome
Nice.
because I'm a big fan of nonprofits, and that's a big nonprofit in the area that was supporting a lot of different foundations and organizations. So, but it was a way, like that's how I got to know Pat Moody, was through United Way, and I was connecting with all sorts of different businesses via the director of marketing. That it was a great thing that was the best way to network. So yeah, then as I was working for them, we were doing a lot of video content for United Way at the time. And then, but I just kind of started developing this itch to create my own content. And then, so after 3 years there, I just, branched off and started my own thing. So
that's how the name.
Yeah. So Red Fern, Little Red Fern. Yeah. That's actually from when I played basketball at St. Joe, the name. So Little Red Fern, I was the point guard at St. Joe. It's just small. We had a really good team too, like a really good team.
Yeah,
we did.
Like we took Benton Harbor to the buzzer when they had Whaley, and we lost by 1 at the buzzer at Benton Harbor, and then we beat some good teams. So, but Phil McDonald and Brett Witkowski were on the air calling our game in Kalamazoo, and Brett called me a Little Red Fern in a big forest during the telecast, and Phil McDonald was like, "What?" And it was either my grandparents or my parents. Someone heard it on the air and mentioned it to me, and I thought it was kind of funny. And so, years would go by, and I mentioned the story to some people at United Way, and my friend Rachel would just come around all the time and call me, Red Fern. And so when I started my company, I thought I want something that's got like a personality, like in LA, all the production companies like Bad Robot. And I mean, I just like that. Like, I don't know what Bad Robot does. I mean, you don't know by the name, but like they develop the brand as they get into the community. And I had one person reach out to me saying it was a bad idea to start to go by Little Red Fern because no one's going to know who you are. And I thought, well, I mean, it's just the work once the work goes on, then, I mean, people are going to hire me anyways first.
Yeah.
And then eventually as I do more work, then the brand will become the brand. I mean, so the name doesn't matter that much. So I wanted something with personality. And so Little Red Fern was what I went with. But yeah, it's a video, basically started out as kind of a digital marketing company and with the emphasis in video, and it's become now more of video marketing. So 90% of it's video production.
So it's all small businesses around here?
Yeah, it's a lot of small businesses. And then, but I've worked with some bigger companies. I was in Florida for a job working with another production company. I was a writer for some commercial work that we did. And then, did some work in Japan and then England.
Wow.
So it's just, I mean, it's starting to grow a little bit. But technology is changing a lot. So I learn a lot from my daughter. She likes video editing, and she does TikTok stuff and does reels and all that stuff. And so she has little apps where, she can edit on the fly. I didn't even know this until she had her cousin in town one time, and they wanted to do a video on like a green screen. And so we went to my office to set the green screen up, and I got my cinema cameras out, and it's and I recorded, and they did their whole thing. And my daughter's like, "All right, let's get it. I want it so I can post." And I'm like, "Well, it's going to take a couple of days to get this thing edited." I mean, what are you talking about? This is Saturday. I mean, by Wednesday, I think I'll have a cut for you. And she's like, "What?" She wanted to like edit. She's like, "What do you mean?" I mean, like, we edit now.
Doing now.
I'm like, "Dang, she's going to be my boss someday."
And how old is she?
She was 10 at the time. She's 13 now.
Okay.
She was around 10.
10-year-old teaching how to
but
do
she
things.
cuts, I mean, like it's just, so I keep thinking like, oh my gosh, am I a dinosaur? Like,
I'm starting to think you are. I tell you are. I mean, the way you just
I know.
describe
that
all
story right
well,
there.
you gotta be able to adapt to the times too.
Yeah,
People
definitely.
want stuff quicker, and then it's a lot easier for businesses to do this work themselves because a lot of the apps now are templates. So it's like you don't have to know how to edit. You just have to know how to drop footage in.
Yeah.
And it'll do the editing for you with AI too. And so it's like, learning a lot of that stuff that, isn't fun. But I mean, I think it's you just got to be curious and, be a constant student of the craft.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just going to get passed by. My daughter will be, I literally wanted to take her. They had me speak at an event a couple years ago on video marketing, and I genuinely thought I should bring my daughter in to talk for 30 minutes, like just to be like, this is what's happening, because she could say, hey, and I think it would have added a little punch to the presentation, because it's true. Like I pick her brain more than she picks mine on this stuff. So, so it's just it's a different world. I don't know if production is going to be a big thing someday, or if it's going to get washed away a little bit. But yeah, but for now it's great because it's all about kind of the story that you're telling, and that takes a different type of, craft as well.
So your business is more online basis where people know you because they've seen stuff you've done, or how did people find out who you are?
I think for the most part, it's a lot of word of mouth, kind of like, small town, you kind of know everybody. And then now it's becoming a little bit more where I'm getting people reaching out to me through my website and filling out the form. And so I always love that, that's like the Ghostbusters when, they get their first call, every now and then I get someone to fill out the form and I'm like, we got one. So that's that just means that the brand is being more recognized.
Yeah.
So I love that. But for the most part, it's just a lot of people that I know. I mean, I know it, I've got friends at St. Joe Today. I got friends at the Chamber, and radio station knows everybody. And I did a lot of work with them through United Way, and I do all of their video stuff now, or most of their video stuff. So, so it's just being connected. But yeah, it's super fun.
I definitely know how you feel when we say we got one, especially when I get someone big like Pat Moody or Glenn or Hunter or someone from the radio station that people well known, and I always think in my head, nah, they're not going to want to do this podcast.
And then all of a sudden,
they said they all come on and say, yeah, I'll come on and do it. Hell yeah! I said, yes, I got one. I got another one.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
That's the thing. It's
now, now we're booked up till April, and now it's still end of February, close to end of February. I'm thinking, yes, this is awesome feeling.
I know.
This is just rolling. Now we're doing 2 shows a week, where it's just getting.
I know. I noticed that. Yeah, because I thought it was one show, and I thought a few days ago I saw one get released, and that's great.
So Monday and Wednesdays we are popping out different shows and trying to keep everything. Different content going. It's a tough task.
Yeah,
it's a roller coaster.
And how much do you do? Is there a lot of prep work, or do you block out a little bit of time to do some research? Or
we do a little. He knows a lot of people he's talking to.
Oh yeah,
and he goes after it. He's like a wolf. Once he smells blood, he's definitely going after it.
Yeah,
I do.
He doesn't stop.
I don't stop until I get my answer. Yeah, until I get a answer. I had one person say no, they don't want to do it right now. And they said, I'd rather do it more closer to May because I have an important announcement I would love to make. And a great time to do it is on something like that. All right, sweet. Around May, we'll have about 90 shows. Sure, I'll go for that. It'll help us. I'll help you out. Yeah. And some people one person have told me no a couple of times, and I say why. And they said, I'm not that comfortable on a live event or something live. I went, it's just for a lot of people.
You kind of forget that the cameras are here.
It is. And we're just talking.
I was just talking and looking at each other and talking about it.
It's very relaxing.
That's what you get a lot. People say, wow,
that was fast.
Yeah.
We're almost at the hour mark right now.
Just because after a while, we just get off topic and we just shoot the shit. Yeah,
well, I was telling Ricky, about I think he's probably even watching right now, but I
can't tell.
I was telling him about this because we were watching the episode from the other day, and I'm like, Ricky, you'd be great. Because the conversations I have with him right now about, because he's a pilot for Spirit, a captain for Spirit.
Is he?
Spirit Airlines.
I see him time to time?
So it's everything right now going on with the airlines too. It's just an interesting time, and so he would be a interesting guy to interview, because I ask him a lot of questions right now,
Oh, Rick,
And,
if you're watching, if you're interested in coming on the show, please.
Actually,
He's got to wear his Spirit uniform
the funny thing is,
and pass out, drink coupons.
he's in the Ace Hardware more than your dad is. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's because of the office that I've got. So it's it's his house that I'm renting,
Oh,
like
really?
his garage, the basement to his garage.
Oh, really?
And so this office is like,
You just say his basement to his garage.
so he's got a garage at ground level, and then below the garage, it's a detached garage from the house. It's like this 20 by 20 awesome
Cellar
space, and we renovated it. It took a long time, and it's like got
That's kind of
TV
cool,
screens everywhere, a bar.
Yeah.
My desk, I got my edit stuff there. But I think he's probably at Ace.
Yeah, he was at Ace a lot. Just buying stuff, or he buys stuff for his yard. He is pretty good on his upkeeping. And
I'm gonna
like
see.
that.
Maybe he'll text me. No,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's somebody that is it's fascinating because of everything going on right now in the world, especially with the airline traffic and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So,
yeah.
but
I could ask him if he wants to come on.
Ricky, do you want to come on?
Yeah,
Ricky?
I would ask him next time I see him.
Yeah. Or even get a hold of him.
Yeah, I have him on Facebook and stuff like that.
I'll tell him to connect with you.
That's how I
There
find
you
most
go.
of my people.
Yeah,
It's just through Facebook or through downtown. Like how you and Joel stopped me one day and talking about how
yeah.
downtown
St.
stuff.
Joe today. Yeah,
Yeah, in St. Joe today, and that's how I thought of you coming on this.
yeah,
Was your production for one, and your story how I didn't know you went to California and stuff
Mhm.
like that myself, but didn't know all the details about it though.
Sure.
That's kind of interesting. That was kind of cool to find out. But and I was thinking he's in a kind of a small little icon in the area, just like everybody else is. I might as well ask him if he wants to come on.
I mean, it's
he's doing a lot more for the community than I am.
yeah. I mean, you're producing a show. I mean, this is a show, so it's like there's a lot that goes into it.
In my eyes, I'm not producing a show. In
Yeah,
my eyes,
we're doing something.
No, you guys-
I'm doing something
I-
for the community. In my eyes,
Yeah.
what I'm
63 episodes in,
I know.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, 63 episodes.
and by the end of June we'll be at 100. So
Yeah,
you guys keep watching us for that one.
In my eyes, it's for me. We're helping the community. Like I tell people, like the one of the bands that I'm trying to get on, they're performing at the Livery, and I love the band and myself, and so I'm trying to get them on, but they don't know if they want to come on because it is a late show. They're a little bit older than us,
Mhm.
and they said we don't know if we can hang. I said it goes by quick. I mean, and then I see people on Facebook like Moody on the Market just posted about a couple people winning awards or joining a group or doing something. So my first instinct is I'm gonna go after him. I'm gonna ask him. If
he
they
told
wanna
me. He told me when he was coming on with you guys. So I think that's what you have to do. I mean, the worst they can say is no, or they don't respond.
Exactly.
So, give it a go.
I mean, even like I was more shocked when I got John Prose. Honestly, I was shocked about him, but he wanted to be pushed out so far out that I'm now contacting
Not
him
only
again.
that, he's
So
gonna be
it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. I think I will enjoy that episode immensely.
Got to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And he's a good dude.
Yeah, he is a good.
He's a
dude.
really good dude.
I've
actually.
met him plenty of times before. He's come
Yeah.
to Sandbar a lot. So
Yeah.
I mean, people like that, I love to help the community out. I love to have because we're here just to help out the community about knowing who they are,
who
where
people
they
are,
come
yeah,
from, and how they come in and how they started.
these
up
people
their
that
business.
own restaurants and run for certain offices in the community. So we had a bigger kind of the sheriff candidate run on our show. So he had some very interesting policies, which I agree with sometimes.
His stories were off.
His
the hook.
stories, his
Rick,
Brand
yeah.
Okay.
out of Niles.
Got it.
The only one that was not a cop.
Yeah, the only guy that was not a
Got
cop.
Not a cop.
So he was running against all these guys that have been in the police services, and he was going up. It was an uphill battle for him totally, and he knew it. And he would question these guys constantly, like who's Paul?
Not Paul. It was his understudy, Rick.
Rick.
No,
Hyde.
he would go after Paul.
Oh, Paul was going after him a little bit, yeah. Because
But he would go after him, and he wanted to know what was going on in the jails and how they were being treated,
Yeah.
things of that nature. And they didn't like it. So eventually he lost. He's ran for it before. He lost twice. All right. So, but he was a very interesting person. I gravitated around his whole idea of what the law enforcement should be doing around here.
Well, I mean, it's cool to have somebody on that we can kind of let their guard down a little bit and relax and like get to know them more, on a personal level too. I think that's what's cool about the show.
I asked a couple of cops if they would come on. They said no. I would love to come on, but I can't talk about anything.
Yeah, and that right there is like.
I'm thinking to myself, well, that's the only reason I want you on.
Yeah, talk about stuff.
That's why I want you on.
Get you on that truth serum.
One state cop come on. He was like, nah, I have to ask my sergeant and make sure it's okay to do it. But in the end, it wasn't okay for him. So he didn't want to do it. So I mean, I understand that. I totally.
I respect it. I do.
Respect. Yeah, totally respect the whole idea of that. Hey, I need to keep my job and keep the.
Yeah, you don't want someone to come on that's uncomfortable about saying something they don't want to say.
Just maintain the integrity of the state police officers or whatever the case may be.
No, I won't talk about the state cops. Screw that shit. I'll be nailing their asses.
We just had to discuss about your incidents with cops. So
I'm tired of state cops.
But nevertheless, it's just we try to reach out to everyone and anybody that has an interesting story to tell. This is my whole premise of this whole podcast: is get people in here in the community that has a really interesting story to tell that people can relate to.
Right.
And that's the most important thing: the people in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get bigger than this, we can branch out to regional, blah blah blah.
Yeah, let that happen as it.
But as for now, we're talking about the community.
Yeah.
The Berrien County community.
Right.
And if we branch out, it'd be a big blessing.
I mean, you never know. 63 in.
That's my goal for you, buddy.
Well, that's my goal for it. I mean, that's our goal. I mean, you're part of this just as much as I am. So
I love it.
I don't downplay you at all because you do a lot. You do a lot for.
It's okay. I'm the co-host. I'm the sidekick.
No, see, you didn't want to be called that before. I called you that. You say, "Why you call me sidekick?"
No, because people are coming up to, "Hey, it's the sidekick."
Seriously, that's outside influences pissing you off.
Yeah, I'm the sidekick.
But you're doing a lot of the booking.
Yeah,
so it's like
that's hard work, man.
I'm doing about 80% of the booking.
Yeah,
him and KT. Shout out KT and Little Man.
KT
love you guys.
All the dirty work behind the scenes.
KT,
he does a good job doing that stuff.
And
I love it. And you got some Xbox controllers?
Yeah, I play games too.
All right,
he's a gamer.
Yeah, you can't see it from do the right thing. Oh, come
on.
I love this.
And but it's his idea, his brain behind everything. I just run the side stuff.
I did all the more the financing part.
Yeah.
So that's the big deal right there.
Do you have sponsors?
Not yet.
Getting there.
We had
setting yourself
some
up
donations. We had some donations.
Yeah, we're getting
so it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I can see that. You got something going on in that brain of yours.
It's a work in progress.
Could be coming up.
We'd love to do it after we hit a certain mark.
Sure.
And start going after maybe some sponsors because we would love to get
sponsors. Yeah.
Maybe out of here and go somewhere bigger.
Sure.
But
expand. But for right now, we just want to get to that 100 episode mark, and I think that'd be a big thing on our resume if we did 100 episodes. It's like, oh, well, you did this person, and this person.
I mean, it's an accomplishment for sure.
Yeah.
So
it's a milestone.
Have a party for that.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I like to get paid.
The thing we were talking about.
I can tell you all about stuff that I got going on where, same boat.
I like to get paid.
The thing we were talking about doing is a live audience for our 100th episode.
Yeah.
Find a spot that we can do where it's like we got a stage and we just do a live episode in front of everybody.
Actually, I had a dream about that one day when we talked about it.
Are you nervous?
No, I said
I'm nervous about that shit.
No, I know you are.
Live episode is a big deal.
Because he's more, he could do behind the bar, he could do all that. He's more the guy that likes to be behind the crowd and then kind of dip out towards the end. Like, okay, this is kind of dumb. I just want to go home. Me, I'm in front of the crowd. I'm the one that's making myself look stupid. And screaming on top of my lungs and going from there. Yeah. But then I tried to find him, and I just noticed he's gone.
I do.
now.
Yeah.
So
I can understand that. But I do think, yeah, you'd probably be fine because it's still the show.
Yeah.
It's just you got an audience now. But but yeah, I mean, I love that idea. Holy cow. So many venues. Like I think a community tap, like they probably would eat that up.
yeah.
Just a live audience. It's like in front of everybody and the people that follow us.
Yeah.
Actually, since it's in July or June, end of June, I was thinking downtown and like I'm just naming them because they have
doing outside.
No, Lazy Ballerina right there
Yep.
in their main, like their top half of their front of their building, where people is walking by nonstop, or in front of the
that'd be cool.
in front of the chocolate company right there in the little corner where people just keep on walking
Oh,
by
yeah,
the corner
so, yeah,
across from St. Joe today, and just keep walking by, and people just thinking, why are these guys talking? Why is there cameras on them? So I'm just doing that.
I think that's
Stuff like something
yeah.
like that in my head. It's June. It's end of June where it's very busy. Summertime. The place is always
You'll get people
busy.
to stop.
Yeah, it'd be a perfect time for it.
I had to dream about that, and then I dreamed that I was making myself look stupid a lot. But
yeah, you got to dream big.
That's
one of our big things, and like I said, we have some live remote options that we can do.
Yeah.
So that's another thing we might be going down and then actually getting into. So it's just a pipe dream right now.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Pipe dream right now. So
I'm one of the fans now.
I appreciate it. All right, guys, we're at the top of the hour. Top of the hour, 9 o'clock. It's 9:01 right now. So, guys, if you're watching right now, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
What?
I said, oh yeah.
Okay. So if you're watching YouTube, just make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. That'd be great for us. It's good for the algorithm. And not only that, make sure if you want, only if you want to. You don't have to right now. But we are taking donations. Buy us coffee. Things right up on the screen for you. All you do is use the Q&R code and donate as much as you want. No wines. So stop trying to get free wine.
Hell yeah, might as well.
Cheap
Are
wine.
you do you do craft? Not to. Do you have to finish a plug?
No.
No,
I
I'm
was
done.
going to ask about craft beers. Like, not to go back on the burger topic, but like,
You could
Go
talk
ahead.
about
is
craft
there?
beer.
Do you like craft beer?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Who's
do.
your go-to for craft beer?
Ooh.
Because I will say Chop Top at Watermark is
Is that a new one?
I love the
Is that a new one?
I like those juicy kind of IPAs.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
It's been around for a little while. I think during COVID they had that Chop Top going around
That's
town.
pretty cool.
But
That's
little,
but anyway, it's a tasty. It's
that's
just a
their
tasty
car.
one.
They made that. That's driving around.
Is it really?
It used to
summertime.
deliver beer during COVID.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they
Did not know that.
would pull up
In
to
that.
people. They would pull into like front yards and like stop and then throw the beer out. I mean, it
That's
was
an awesome concept right there.
they are very creative, but it's definitely when I
Chop
thought
Top.
when you said bring something in, I thought I can have a few of these.
Actually, I reached out to them. They might be coming on in April.
Chris Mason. Chris is great.
Yeah.
He's very interesting. That would be a fun show for sure.
I tell you what.
Then I'm gonna get Alex Veggie. By
Alex.
himself. By himself though.
Use the billboard of him on
Yes.
94.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude's a character.
I bowl with him on Tuesdays.
He's
and-
so funny.
But he said he can't come right now. Shout out to you, Alex. I love you. He said that I'm due soon with baby. I
Yeah.
can't come in. I don't want to have. He says technically in my head I was thinking I don't want to come in and having my baby due on the day I'm having my podcast, and all of a sudden I got to split. I said,
He's
Probably
gotta get out
got a
here.
ton of views if that happened.
Not only that, he's a big thing around the area.
He's
killing
charismatic.
Yeah.
Like he's the nicest person
Oh, yeah.
that you'll talk
I've
to.
never met him,
it.
but
I love his
He's
veggie
a
stand.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
I love his veggie stand.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I know.
I go there for all my produce if I could.
Yeah. It's
Like-
Lincoln and
No, it's Washington. I thought.
is it Washington and John Beers?
Yeah, it's Washington.
is it really?
It's awesome.
Not
Yeah.
that far away.
Oh, it's
No.
just yeah.
It's right
just
off. Actually, right when you turn off, or when you go down Washington.
Oh, I know where.
It's
I know
right
you-
on
I know
the.
you're
He
talking
does Christmas trees, wreaths.
about. I know you're talking about. I know exactly where you're talking.
Anyways,
I'm gonna go visit that place.
Dude, it's
I'm glad that
great.
he's on your list because he's
Yeah.
somebody too. He's such a
Yes,
personality.
yes. I have a lot of people on my list. They just haven't reached back out to me. They said they'll do it, but then some of them said I want to wait till later. So
That's
Well,
okay.
I mean, Ricky's the only Spirit Airlines. That's
Actually, I didn't know
that's
he
my
was
only
I
plug
didn't know
right
he's
now.
a pilot.
He's a captain.
Oh, even a top. He's a
No,
No,
captain.
he's a captain.
Do I gotta
For, like
salute
he
him?
is. He's got some great stories.
Do I
too.
got to salute him?
I don't know if
No,
he
you
would be
have
able to tell some of his
I don't
stories, but
think you got to salute him, Joe.
Yeah.
He's not a captain like
Not
that.
a captain in the
Okay.
military and kind of that.
we're gonna get him.
All right. I'll get him. Yeah, he probably will come on.
So
I
what's
can't see
what's
myself.
next on your big venture in your life? What's going on with you?
Outside of work, a lot. I mean, work is busy, but the one big thing that we launched this past fall was Friday Football Tailgate, which is it's college game day for high school football.
Dude, it was
so-
awesome.
College game day for high school
Yeah.
football.
So so this was over a year ago. I've got two friends, Kate Gassman and Randy Hendrickson. They do like the on-field stuff at Notre Dame games during breaks. So like anything going on technically on
Big
the
fan,
field.
Big fan.
Yeah. They're in charge of that. So
Really?
yeah. So they he was running DPM events and that got bought out by TPC Technologies.
Yeah.
And so so I work with them on little one-off events here and there. Like, and I'm more of the story guy, like content creator. They're more of the technical engineers. And so I approached them and said, so why is there not a college, game day for high school? Like, it happened. I mean, there's a lot more high schools in the country. Why isn't it? So we started, this was early last year, January of last year, we started kind of brainstorming how we could make this work. And we decided we're going to try to make 4 shows happen this past fall in Southwest Michigan. So we branded it Friday Football Tailgate. And then, and I really wanted it to become like, I wanted a really good host that wasn't necessarily somebody locally too. I wanted someone that knew how to host a show. And so we found with Casey Standahar, she is the sideline person for Illinois football. And then she's worked with Fox Sports, ESPN. So we auditioned a bunch of people. We interviewed her and she agreed to be our host for the show. Brent Lesniak was who was a star running back at Dowagiac. He was our analyst. And then we had a guy named Ken Dietz who was our co-analyst. And so, but yeah, we basically set up a Jumbotron, a stage, and we did college game day style show at Niles St. Joe our first one. So it was a 1-hour show. And we had both coaches come up with players, and then
that's cool
we
as
had
hell,
special interest stories that we had on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
So so that was our first show. Our second show was Lakeshore Portage Central. So we went to Lakeshore. Portage Central brought 2 fan buses down full of cheerleaders. So they were background of our.
Oh, that's
so we
cool
had,
as hell, dude.
and the theme around that was first responder night.
Yeah.
So we had it's almost like college game day, but with the background being elementary kids. Like we didn't expect that.
There you go.
And so
It's just a small clip of it, but it's a picture of it.
Yeah.
Just of them 4 underneath the tent, like how they do at game day.
Game day, yeah.
And the helmets are in the front. I mean, it's a splitting image of game day.
You can watch this on YouTube, of course, right?
yeah, you
Yeah.
can watch a full episode.
on YouTube.
But yeah, it's
Friday
I was gonna
Football
look for
Tailgate.
something. Yeah.
I was just trying to show them a picture of the front.
Yeah.
but it's awesome.
So we had some technical problems with the full show, live events. You know, we had to deal with the radio station too, where they were gonna they carried the audio on WSJM Sports. So we just had some things come up, and like any production, it happens. So the first few episodes were pretty rocky, but the last 2, we were South Haven and Water of Elite at South Haven. So they
There you go, James. That's the picture.
That's
Their
cool.
their
As hell.
logo.
That's cool as hell.
That's their logo for it.
Yeah. Well, the funny part was, so we get through Niles St. Joe, and we just had things come up from a technical standpoint that,
I went to that one.
yeah. And just some things that didn't work out like the way we wanted it to, which is what it is. Second one, we got better, Lakeshore Port Central, and then we're prepping for South Haven hosting Waterville Elite, and the athletic director at South Haven reaches out to us going, we're going to cancel our annual parade, homecoming parade. And instead of that, we're going to have everyone go to your tailgate, your show. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is
dude.
now it's like, dang, we can't have those problems. Like, we can't have it was exciting, but I mean, there was so much backlash from the community. Like, how are you doing it? Like, we've been doing this for decades, and the homecoming parade.
So the parade got canceled.
The parade just got rerouted to us. Like, there's no parade. It's just, hey, wow. So the athletic director, who was his first, he hadn't even been an athletic director for 3 weeks at South Haven.
He got fired.
Yeah.
No, he's great. He took a risk. Young guy, and he's like, I don't care. Like, we need some change. We need to shake things up. And I said, well, like, I'm nervous now. You got me, we got to bring our A game. And it was a great show. It was awesome. Like, South Haven fans, the whole, like, during the whole show, the backdrop was the field and then the home stands.
Yeah.
And you had their whole band, marching band, the whole show, 60 minutes standing there.
Oh,
and at the end, they performed, and they had signs that were like, at least we're not from Waterville, like like game day style signs. Like, and Brett Lesniak said a couple of things on the, during the show which was great. But like, I told him, I said, pack a punch, like, this isn't some fluffy show that, I want you to be honest with who you think's going to win. We had mascot heads, and Brent was great. Brent was
awesome.
raw.
I watched them all.
Brent was raw.
Yeah.
He just was like, he did not hold back, and it was great. And so, but it was, and then tailgate was going on, because that's the whole idea, is it's a pregame thing. And so that really kind of like changed the momentum for us. We started to get recognized nationally by some other schools after that show. And then we did Dowagiac hosting Buchanan, which was awesome, because it was the pink out night.
Yeah.
So they set up bleachers behind the stage, and then they filled it with the student body. I mean, I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. So, and so that was great. So we've been talking for a long time about doing it this fall coming up. And we've been talking to several schools in Nebraska, Omaha, about going there for the first show. And then there's a school in Pennsylvania, East Pennsylvania, that is interested in us coming there. So we're trying to figure out sponsors, like stuff. Because schools don't want to pay for this. College Game Day, I don't think, when College Game Day goes to Notre Dame, I don't think Notre Dame pays for it. I think it's just, they get their spot. I mean, so that's the tough thing right now, is trying to sell it to sponsors, but we're meeting with some big companies, and we got some great sponsors for the first season, but like, we had no show to show them. So it was very tough trying to sell someone something that hadn't existed.
Right.
But it's like, there is, this is a whole different demographic, whole different market, whole different vibe when you're in small communities. Like, I think I liked South Haven, Waterville the most, because they were two small communities, and South Haven loves their football, and Waterville's got a kind of an interesting history to their, you wouldn't think, but and so St. Joe Niles was fun.
I'm shocked it wasn't St. Joe Lakeshore, or
we couldn't
Coloma or Waterville, since they're right there, because that you're not doing the rivals.
Well,
you're not doing the rival games, but you're doing other rivals that they've been playing for so long themselves. So that's kind of awesome that you're doing these games.
But I'm pretty sure that you guys are thinking about that.
Yeah, well, the problem was Randy and Kate, they worked for Notre Dame. So I work at Notre Dame on every Friday that Notre Dame's home. So we have a show that we do called Football Fridays at Notre Dame. So we're there all day Friday at home games. So we couldn't do those dates.
Seriously?
So, yeah. So if you're on campus on Fridays,
I don't do the prep rally for them. I have season tickets. I just don't do the prep rally for them.
Well, we couldn't do those dates that Notre Dame was home. So St. Joe Lakeshore fell on one of those dates.
Yeah, it did.
And so we want to do, up to 6 games, maybe more this fall. And so right now we're at the phase of, we got to find money because the production is, we've got a 15-person crew.
Yeah.
We got 4 or 5 cameras and drone operator, and we had an RV next to the set, like that was, donated by Alliance RV down in Elkhart.
Wow.
And so they liked it to where they said, yeah, we'll deliver the RV. So we had our green room in there. Like I would work, leading up to the show, and it was just this energy that was very cool. But it made me realize that we did the research. What is it? 32 NFL teams. They say there's 800 college football teams, like from every level, and then 16,000 high school football teams.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you can go 10 minutes and find a high school football team. So
without a doubt.
So there's gotta be a show there. And so
Awesome.
now obviously it's not going to be something that everyone around the country would watch because it's very hyper local, but
Why not?
but you could, if you made it
out,
like a road trip style show, like then it could be something. But
Just like game day. I mean,
Yeah,
game
I know.
day
Well,
travels only do one Saturday during football season. You're
Yeah.
only doing one. You're doing because you have another obligation to do at Notre Dame. So your time is only limited. So which one would you pick more?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like from a viewer standpoint, when you're streaming, like as a Notre Dame fan, when Texas A&M is hosting the college game day, I'm watching because Notre Dame fans are everywhere.
Yep.
You're not going to find Coloma Comet fans, all around
all the country. Yeah.
So I think it's more of a web series for now until you can hit some of those bigger schools. But I think the fact that we're talking about doing a second season, because it was a grind that first season, first 4, we only did 4, is exciting. And I just think that, all the coaches were awesome. It just was, they all had stories to share. Like, one of my favorite things was the last show, Buchanan at Dowagiac. I mean, basically Dowagiac wins, they win the conference championship essentially. And Buchanan loses their star quarterback. I mean, this kid's he looks like Joe Burrow. He's 6'3". I forgot his name. And he breaks his arm, against Benton Harbor. And then we have a clip that we did. One of the special interest stories on the Jumbotron during their show was his story of how he can't play, but he's a mentor to the team. And
wow.
And so
you really did something like that.
We show him show his arm break in the end zone. It wasn't gruesome, but so we interview him on camera as a pre-recorded story, and he's like, I can't play the rest of the season, but I'm there for my team. And so on stage during our show, we bring up Buchanan's head coach and the backup quarterback that's starting. He's a lineman. He's like number 72. He's like
a
this
lineman?
big, wide kid that's like, but during our interview, during our show, the show went from 5 to 6 and the games were at 7. During that interview, something was off with the coach and this player, this lineman that was the quarterback.
Yeah.
He just act like our Casey would ask a question, Brent would ask, Ken would ask a question, and his answers were very kind of I don't know, awkward. And so, the show ends, Buchanan's warming up, and so I see the original guy, the starting quarterback, he's in uniform. And I go up to him and I'm like, are you playing? He's like, no, I can't play. But this is my last game. I want to be dressed and, because it makes me feel more like I'm on the team. I'm like, that's weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Did you pour that beer look at that. Was that snow cone?
Yeah, it is.
Does look good.
Sorry.
Does look good.
Want to taste it?
No. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
No,
Shut
good.
up, man.
No, but essentially,
interrupt his story.
I know, but I was looking over. I was like, damn.
I mean, that's how mine are coming out too. So
That old thing you used to rub your nose and put it in the phone.
Keep going.
It doesn't work. It doesn't
Keep
work.
going.
That's a myth buster.
I'm done looking at that. I'm done looking at that.
no, but the game starts and out runs this kid from Buchanan.
Was
So
it a
they
senior?
pulled basically they hit it from everybody that this kid was going to start for Buchanan.
Smart.
And Dowagiac didn't know it. Nobody knew
So they're
it.
prepping for the quarterback.
The kid, that stocky lineman who didn't know how to answer questions, and they bring all of a sudden it's like Keanu Reeves and the replacements running out, and so first
Love that
play,
movie.
so I look and I'm like, he did play, like they fooled us on the show, like they took it that far. First play, 80-yard touchdown pass. I mean, it was like something out of a movie.
Wow.
And Buchanan ran Dwajak off the field.
Wow.
This kid he's so good. So I mean, it's that type of stuff where you don't expect little things like that to come out of the show. And we got people that would watch from different states and just comment on how cool this was, and we hope that you keep it going. And so I kind of with you guys, I can relate to the whole, like, I mean, we're in the middle of a grind with that, but we believe in it, and hopefully it's just going to come down to, we know we can get schools to agree to do it.
I want to come to one of those tailgates.
Dude, it was
very fun.
It was fun when they had
imagine.
at St. Joe. They came to Ace, and Ace donated like a
Yeah.
whole backdoor type of atmosphere where coolers. We brought coolers.
They were the
selling.
the main sponsor for the St. Joe Niles
Oh,
game.
yeah.
We were selling, or we were showing off. We sell coolers. We brought like 5 different grills. We brought
You had
chairs.
a showroom.
Yeah, we had like a whole
That's cool,
showroom.
so.
Dude, it was
Well, we're
But-
supposed to talk to the corporate office here soon.
where
Is what we're Ace.
our corporate apps. Same people.
So it's Joe.
It's the
So
same.
Joe-
It's the
Hi,
same
I'm
people
Joe.
before.
It's
Joe,
It's the
how much
same
money
people.
can we get from you?
It's the same people as before. Matt will probably do it again.
I love Matt.
He actually he enjoyed it a little bit. I mean,
He was on stage. We had
Yeah.
our sponsors come on stage too. We didn't know what we were doing. That's the thing. It's like when you guys talk about, the first,
Yeah.
several episodes, it's kind of like, what is this going to look like?
Yeah.
You can't establish an identity.
I was
right
behind the
away.
scenes. I was behind the scenes the first couple
Yeah.
of shows when we did this. I was doing the cameras and doing everything else, doing the sound, making
He
him.
was
I was trying to make him roll, go a bit sooner and go
Yeah.
faster. He
It's
said,
the-
"How about you need to sit here and get me going more?" So I have
Feed
questions
off
you
me,
have.
yeah.
Feed off me. I'll
You need
feed
a
off
color
you.
commentator, right?
So yeah, it was weird.
I know. Well, it just takes you almost you're not going to succeed right away in a lot of this stuff. So that's one thing I had to learn, because I just I wanted everything to go perfectly.
In your head.
Yeah. And it did not after that first episode.
I think the first episode was pretty good though. 'Cause
well, I'm
I
glad-
went to it.
I know, but yeah. See,
I was there. It was
Yep.
cool. I mean, the atmosphere was cool because I was thinking, this is almost like game day. This is like almost like game day.
I can imagine. That's cool as hell, though, man. If you think about it, for high school kids to be able to participate in something like that, like a college game day
Mhm.
atmosphere, and be involved with the signs and being in the crowd and
Yeah.
getting-
Well, that's what we had stations set up like that. My wife was involved with, where it was under tents and kids came. We provided poster board and markers, and they could draw their signs.
oh
And
yeah,
so we had a whole process. That, again, all this came up like, like a few hours. Like, should we do posters? I'm like,
Oh,
go to
yeah.
Harding's.
yeah.
Here's my credit card. And so you just kind of come up with this stuff as you go, and it's the key is just enduring, like is getting through the failures and not quitting. Like essentially that's it.
I thought it was cool atmosphere. Right? Like he was saying, I'll feed off of yours a little bit, how the kids and all that, but still, even the parents were getting along with it and getting into it more because it's all about the kids and football. And they legitly were talking about St. Joe or Niles or all the other ones they did, like
Yeah.
South Haven. And I'm thinking, these are really people that really don't know the area.
That is a really
Don't
cool
know the
idea,
area. They
man.
did the research, but it's awesome that they're doing it.
Yeah.
I never even knew this stuff was going on. That's a really cool concept.
Yeah. It was really fun. But yeah, seeing when Niles had their fan base there, and like, we had a camera guy like that was mobile, and he had Niles fans that got there early
Niles was doing pretty good that last year,
well,
right?
yeah, they went to the state championship. Their only
That's
loss
right,
was to
that's
St.
right.
Joe first
That's
game.
right, yeah.
So we had like 2 powerhouses to start the season, but leading up to that game, it was kind of like, I remember thinking like, this was so much work to just produce the St. Joe. I mean, months. And when we get done with this game, we got to go to Lakeshore in 2 weeks. Like, I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna. And we had obviously planned a little bit going in. I mean, over the summer with Lakeshore and Portage Central, but Portage Central again, like they were the road team, and they didn't have to send fan buses down, but all of a sudden we're there setting up, and here's these fan buses that show
I
up,
heard about it,
and
yeah.
it's like it's just, and that's where you kind of get the chills and go, oh my
Bro.
god, like we've created something. They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea that we're like bloody and like have no idea what we're doing.
Well, you probably
Like at least you feel that way.
you've probably been to a game day when game days at Notre Dame, and how much they start that Monday and start setting stuff up.
Right.
You guys do it in what, 4 hours, 5 hours?
Yeah, the setup is, yeah, we were there 7 a.m.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You guys only do it that day. These people at
Oh.
game day have
Their footprint is
it starts on
yeah.
that Monday when they start.
and they've
being
got
there.
hundreds of people, and
Yep.
they've got millions of dollars.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
but
We had $0.
And
We had some money.
and only a few people.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know. We were wearing a ton of hats, so it's like. But again, I kept saying like, we just got to survive. There's no thriving. Like this is all survival.
dude, it's an awesome idea.
And we made it. And I don't think I ever celebrated it because I just always looked at kind of the negative.
Well,
But
we want to celebrate it here. I'm telling you that much. That's as cool as hell, man.
And he's doing
well,
it for the kids. You
yeah,
do it for,
and
the,
do it for the
kids.
kids.
You're doing it for the kids.
screw the kids.
That is a man,
At a certain point, I was like, screw the kids.
You're doing.
I'm
it for
done with the kids.
I tell you what, that's a round of applause right there, brother. That is wow. I tell you what,
This is great.
that right there is just like it shows the dedication that you have for the community. Not only that, just bringing people together,
Yeah.
and that's an awesome thing right there.
I think that's what I like the most is you're seeing and when you watch the hype video, I'll send you the link, the YouTube link, the hype video that
Yeah.
we've got. Shout out to Luke Ring, who did an amazing job editing that. We have like behind the stage at Lakeshore fans, and they're all like probably middle school, and then next to them are Portage Central fans. And you're seeing these two groups of people that would never ever be in the same area
Right.
at any point in time, and they're there. It's like it was wild, and those are the things that I would notice where I'm like they don't. I mean, for all they know, this show's been going on forever. Like, and so that was the coolest thing. I think the Lakeshore game was cool because Portage is. I mean, like Kalamazoo is just not. They're not local, but to see the effort go into getting them there was cool. And then South
Bringing
Haven
their
was
fans
obviously,
in, yeah. Bringing their
I know.
fans in.
and South Haven was a party. Like
Yeah.
it was. Brock, the athletic director at South Haven was, I mean, he told everyone you're coming here, and it was a tailgate, and
Yeah.
and we were the show right in the middle of it all. And when it started, it was like, I mean, they were crazy. It was crazy fun.
Hey, James, tell us your story about tailgating at game day. How your game day story happened.
Oh, with Michigan State,
State,
or
yeah.
or Michigan.
Michigan State.
Oh,
Michigan.
dude, it's
You'll laugh about
When
this.
was this?
this is when not Trubisky, I was gonna say Trubisky, but Brady Quinn was quarterback.
Oh no, I can go toe to toe on Notre Dame
Yeah.
football. So Brady Quinn,
Brady Quinn
2005-06, that
Brady
time.
Quinn was quarterback, and I think we were at the big house. We were winning 17-10.
No, tailgating. The tailgating one. No, the tailgating one when you're not during the game.
This is at Michigan State.
Yeah.
It's at Michigan State.
This is when you're at game day.
Yeah, we had game day. We met a buddy. We left early, got there around 8:00 in the morning, and grabbed a cooler, grabbed the Notre Dame flag, go to the tailgate right at game day. Get there and get a couple beers cracked open, and I grabbed the flag, start waving the flag. 10 minutes into it, the can hits me in the face. It was empty. Of course, right? Wait, what the hell? My buddy's dying laughing behind me, right? I look back, he's cracking up.
I love about the story.
He's fucking dying laughing. So I'm like, okay, I didn't see where it came from. Wiped the beer remnants off my face. Continued to wave the flag. Waving the flag. So another beer can flies. Smacks me right in the face.
Dude,
Like, what the fuck?
was it Brady Quinn?
No.
Jeez,
It might have been.
accurate.
But
better.
so I saw where it came from. And so I saw I picked the can up, I threw it back. And just like the Red Sea heads parted, it hits the chicken right in the back of the head.
Oh,
Her hair flies up. I mean, I threw it hard as I fucking could. And this guy turns around. You hit a chick in the back of the head with a beer can. I'm like, fuck you, dude. They got hit in the face twice. So
It gets better.
So everybody starts calling me an asshole, point at me, asshole. I'm like, oh, my buddy's look back. My buddy's dying laughing still. He's dying laughing, right? So I was like, all right, let's wave the flag a little bit more. We get a phone call. Why are people calling you asshole on TV?
No.
My buddy was watching Game Day. Buddy was watching Game Day.
Saw you being
Saw me out of all people. Like, I can imagine what my face looked like. I can totally imagine what my face looked like. I'm like, oh my god, we gotta get out of here, man.
That is
So you laughed.
amazing.
Yeah, but we won that game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Dude, that was the. I hate Michigan State fans to this day for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
They're the worst fans of all time. Sorry, guys.
That was your game day moment.
Yeah, but I had another one. In Michigan. Not only that.
Yeah, I know.
So me and my buddies, one of my good friends, we're big Notre Dame fans, and we had a Michigan fan, one of my best friends, go with us, and he rode. He was so pissed off. He had to ride in the back of a Chevy S10, the back of the bed.
Oh
And
yeah.
it had a tarp over the top.
Heck yeah.
He had to lay down the whole ride there, and the whole ride back.
Oh dang.
Yeah, he was pissed off. So
Yeah.
that's not even the best. That's not even the best part of the story. Actually, it's the best part of the story. Anyway, so we get there, we're partying, and we at this golf course, and we meet some of our Michigan friends, and they had a big tailgate going. Game Day was there, and Brady Quinn, of course, the quarterback there. So the game winds down, and we win at 17-10, and we closing it out. I'm cheering for Notre Dame. Yes. All of a sudden, back of the head, a water bottle. Dude, I look up, and these two Michigan fans are flipping me off. And then my buddy's behind them, like
You got a big head.
he's pointing at me, laughing.
Target.
Dude, I don't know. That was an accurate. I mean, it's like seriously,
Yeah,
it was like
what
20 rows between us, and he accurately hit me in the back of the head with a water bottle.
I mean, like, have you ever had one miss you? Because otherwise,
Yeah.
they went 3 for 3. If
Bears
not,
Lions game, I had that happen, and they hit a kid.
but you're a Bears
instead.
fan.
Yeah, they hit a kid
Yeah.
in the head.
We deserve to be hit in the head
Oh,
as Bears fans.
Oh.
Oh, hit a kid in the
They
head.
hit a kid in the head. I was like, oh, it was a Lions fan. He was a
Yeah,
Lions fan. Like, oh.
that's bad
And then he
lines.
turns around. The kid's dad turns around. You asshole.
No, he did not. He did not. He just
It would have been better if it was.
No, you're just making that up now.
I was.
This is sports, man. I tell
Oh,
you,
man.
like it's like we live and die.
No,
I tell
man.
you.
I hope nothing
Man.
like that happens at your guys' tailgate party.
Yeah. Well, if it does, it means we made it.
Yeah.
You know, we made it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've never
Man.
been so. I mean, I wasn't embarrassed, but it was just funny as hell. They saw that
That's
on
the cracks
TV.
me up.
People calling me asshole.
I bet you could still look that up.
I'm pretty sure you could.
Yeah, you probably
You could look up. We used to go. When I lived in LA, we went to every USC Notre Dame game at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
That's there.
And so
it's
we,
there every other year.
Oh shit! That push.
No, that was
That was
at
at Notre Dame.
That was at
I was
Notre
at.
Dame.
I was at the. Oh,
That was at Notre
Yeah.
Dame.
USC.
I was there for that game. That was.
I
At
was
Notre
there
Dame.
too. So
I was
go
at
ahead.
the 2012 when Notre Dame beat USC to finish undefeated.
Yeah,
Oh,
So I was in the Coliseum for
Oh,
that.
you're
But
in
we
that.
would tailgate
that's awesome.
early in the morning, and we made a Drinko board. Planko.
Yeah.
Oh
from-
yeah.
So we made like a 8-foot tall Drinko board, and we were like the best tailgate spot.
How can I imagine?
Oh my God, we had USC fans coming over. There's a video on YouTube called Tailgate Legend. One of our guys that we all wore Notre Dame shirts that we customized. We made our own shirts for the tailgate, and he did a beer waterfall and it's on YouTube. It's like 200,000 views. Where he took like 4 solo cups and filled them up, and then did the waterfall in 1 minute. He drank them all. But we had like the best tailgate of anyone there.
Yeah.
And that was the Brady Quinn. That was Liner for them, Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't go into the game. We watched it from our tailgate. And Notre Dame lost, I think.
Yeah,
But
they
we
did.
had a really good team. We had
Bush killed
Samardzija
us.
and those guys.
It's margin.
Bush
yeah.
killed. Bush killed us. That's all. I
Well,
know.
Bush was
He was phenomenal.
Yeah,
He was phenomenal in college.
yeah. But I just love being a Notre Dame fan.
Me
I
too.
love what
I
they
mean,
got going right now.
Yeah, they have to get
Sports
good
are
program.
such a big part of
Good
like
program.
Yes.
So
Is Carrie a Notre Dame fan?
she's yes, she is now a Notre
She
Dame
is
fan.
now.
She was a Western fan. I'm like, that doesn't count.
That doesn't.
Who goes to those games? I mean,
They had a
so-
couple good players come out of them.
yeah, but no one goes to Western games. Nobody goes. Even during PJ Fleck, like they still,
Yeah,
we're
no one really went. But
so she's a adopted Notre Dame. She's a White Sox fan, and I'm a Cubs fan. So that there's some drama there.
It's a little-
I mean,
you guys come
What about pro football?
she's a Bears fan.
Okay, good.
And then she's a Bulls fan, but Bulls are I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know.
Blackhawks. She's we
All the way
we
through.
saw all three championships when we lived in LA. Like Kings, Blackhawks were such a rival, and
Yeah.
so I saw.
Yep.
It was the only playoff game I've been to was Kings hosting Blackhawks.
Oh, is
It
that
was
why we're wearing the
one of
jerseys?
those series. I can't remember if they won it that
Yeah,
year, but
that's right.
I got to go into a box and watch it as the only Blackhawk fan.
Yeah.
And Blackhawks had like 10 shots on goal the whole game. It was one of those terrible games, and so I just got ridiculed while I was in there.
Okay,
But I love me some Blackhawks.
I do too.
I mean, I've
I'm
watched
a Chicago fan. Yeah.
I've watched the last 17 seconds of that Hawks
Yeah.
Bruins. When Bolin scored, and
It's tough now to be a Hawks fan, though.
yeah, I don't know where we're going.
I don't
I think the Bears have more direction right now than the Hawks. So
Let's
Yeah.
hope so. Let's hope so. Shit.
Actually, who they might just be picking up? They might pick up Miles,
not Garrett.
Garrett. Yeah.
I don't
No,
think
I
so.
think they're going for the offensive lineman from Kansas City, which is not going to be franchise tag.
Mhm.
Trey Smith.
Be nice if they got Parsons though.
You're
Well,
right.
no, I just saw the latest. Like they're making a push for Parsons. I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
that'd be cool as hell right there.
Yeah,
Have somebody opposite of Sweat be
man.
able to rush.
I know.
and-
Sports are such a big part of.
Oh man,
It's this
Everybody's-
whole like.
most of the people in the United States is part of their life,
Mhm.
especially when football comes around or whatever sport may be.
I don't watch any more sports now. Football's over.
Well, no,
You know,
in 6
football's-
weeks I'll be
football's-
watching
Football's never over.
Cubs.
Football's never over. And
can't say that. I'm not a Cubs
it's
fan.
like 5 weeks.
Football's a
free
year-round
agency
sport.
opens for football,
Yeah,
and you be watching the TV. You see who picks up who,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do watch that part, but I'm not a.
and
I
then you
can't
watch
watch
the
a whole-
combine. I like watching the combine.
I can't watch the whole season of baseball. It's too damn long.
You have to go I like to go to the games.
I rather go to the game.
I'd rather go to the
itself
games.
instead
I mean,
of watching
Wrigley's-
on TV.
Wrigleyville is beautiful during the summer.
yeah,
Love it.
and I like what they're
going?
doing.
I love
But
it.
sports is like, it kind of has shaped who I am too. I mean, I'm, the whole Friday football tailgate. Like, I love College Game Day so much. I love the storytelling and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So that kind of like, it's how that was born because I'm obsessed with sports.
You know,
Like, I
that
love
was
sports.
only an hour long show. Now it's like 5
Dude,
hours.
Mhm.
look,
God,
but
that
it started.
thing grew.
Did it start out that way?
Yeah, it started out as an hour.
See,
That's it.
1994.
you may be on to something that's really big for high school
Hour
sports,
long.
Yeah.
especially in the Barron County area.
Yeah, I think it could be. I think in our area, I mean, obviously, if you do a focus entirely local, yes. I want to see kind of where it can go on a bigger scale. I don't think the format of College Game Day really works for our thing.
Yeah.
I think it has to be tweaked. You have to be a little bit
Yeah.
more creative. But
Well, they had to get creative. I mean, look who they brought on. No offense to Pat. Pat's an awesome guy. I love his podcast, love everything he does. But he's bringing a new light into that game.
Yeah, he definitely.
I
does.
love Pat.
Well,
I mean,
with
he's-
Lee
he's
Corso being the elder, the senior of that whole program,
He's bringing something new.
he's not able to do what he used to be able to
no,
do. And Pat does
Pat's
that.
replacement.
He's replacing them. Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Now Lee Corso may come on with the last minute who's gonna win.
yeah. But there's not many more years of that.
No, he won't be able. He can barely talk.
I know. They're,
And I like Lee Corso.
Oh, he
I
had
love
two
Lee
strokes.
Corso,
What do
yeah.
you
Lee
expect?
Corso was a big part of my college football.
and he's why
experience.
game days where it's at.
Exactly. Exactly.
But-
Him, Herb Street, and then the host of it.
Yeah. So it's definitely And we watched the first episode, our team.
Yeah.
After our first episode at St. Joe Niles, because we just had a lot of technical stuff go wrong, and so I sent them a link to the first college game day, and said, watch this. And it was, if you watch, it's just there was not much to it. It was very simple, very low production. So
Didn't you have Phil on? Phil McDonald?
never Phil. No, Phil was a guy that I went after to host the show. But he had other obligations for Friday nights, and but we had Brett Witkowski come on, and and we had a bunch of cool, interesting people.
Bring us some old high school players that played in there.
Yeah, we had alumni, and then
Alumni.
we had two guys from South Haven do a story. The Canoni brothers from South Haven, they played 65 years ago, and they got choked up talking about specific plays on the. And I'm like, this is high school football.
That's
that's
the beauty
like
of it.
People live in those days. People still talk about those.
I know.
I know a couple of guys that still went to high school in St. Joe and still wear their Letterman jacket that they could fit in it to games just because they remember how it was.
I worry that
it's
stuff's
insane.
gone.
It's
like
insane.
Like when I hear my
No.
dad talk, funny story, by the way. This is actually a really funny story. My dad, he talks all the time with his buddies about specific plays from high school, like down to like the detail.
Yeah.
Like, and I listen, to these conversations. They go to, Farmers Country Club or wherever to talk to his buddies, and I'm thinking like, man, I don't know if I'm, if we would do that today. Like, it's just something about that generation, I guess. But he played for St. John's, so St. John's closed in oh God, a long time ago. So he was like the graduating class from St. John's, the last class. And growing up, he always told us that he played football for St. John's and he scored the most touchdowns. And we looked at him like he was Barry Sanders. He wore he had a home and away jersey, a white jersey number 20 and a blue jersey number 20. And we'd put it on. And we thought our dad, I mean, why didn't he go pro? Like what happened, Dad? Like, and so we find out years later, this is a Pat Cheevers story for you. We find out years later that he scored the only touchdown for St. John's. They scored one touchdown, and it was a butt fumble. Like it was somebody fumbled, hit someone's butt, and then he picked it up and ran it in. And they picked him up. They lost 70-7 that game. And my dad, so he was terrible. And it was kind of like, it was like
I scored a touchdown.
It was like,
what did you do?
We thought you were amazing growing up. And he's like, no. I mean, but he kept that. Yeah. He kept that to himself. He never told us the truth.
Was he taller back then?
He was so small. He was so little. But St. John's, they scored literally one touchdown the last game of the season, and that was it. And he was the guy. Then it wasn't like he ran like a he weaved in and out of track. Like he picked up a fumble.
He's still going.
It's like,
hey, you never played football though.
I played in 7th grade.
Okay, yeah.
Did you play 7th grade?
7th grade, 8th grade.
Do you remember Ricky Brown?
Yeah.
Dwajak?
Yeah.
He ended my football career.
Actually, he was always a big guy back then, though.
He
you know Ricky.
Ricky, do I really?
Yeah. Big man. Yeah, you do.
Are you sure it's the same guy?
Yeah.
Ricky Brown from Dwajak?
Yeah,
Ricky Brown, 7th grade. He was a full-on man, and
he's a man boy.
They did and I remember I was
he said he ended my career.
He ended my career. No, the coach for my team told my mom that I should just stick to basketball. Like, who does that?
Did you play soccer?
Soccer, yeah. But I remember thinking, don't do a sweep. And Ricky, it was like a I formation.
Was waiting for you.
And I said, don't do a sweep. Don't do it. Because I was out, because I'm not going to like let someone go. Like, I'll try to tackle him. And they did a sweep, and he came my way, and I went down and I hit the ground and rolled. And and it was the day or two later, I know my coach mentioned to my mom, Ryan should not play football. And he should just stick to basketball, because that could have ended his life.
Could have been worse.
I'll show you later.
Got ran over by Mike Allstott.
Oh, that guy.
A buddy of mine, they played in Chicago high school football. They were really good. And he was a defensive lineman. This guy, mind you, is like 5'4". little stout guy, right? He can get under the defenses and tackle people. They played against the team that Mike Allstott was on, and he broke through the line and met Mike Allstott. Mike Allstott ran his ass over. He tells the story vividly.
I mean, the dude was just
he blacked out because he got
he?
hit so hard.
Wow.
And Mike Allstott at that time was when he was in college, he was 240, 250.
Where did you go to college?
Purdue.
Oh, Purdue. Okay.
Yeah.
So your buddy played against him while he was at Purdue.
No, he played against him in high school.
Oh, in high school, I see.
Illinois.
Gotcha.
Illinois.
Gotcha. But
Man,
so he was a beast then.
He was a beast then, and they won the state championship that year. He ran over my buddy, but he said he said he got through the line, and it was just him and Mike Allstott. And he tried to tackle him. Mike Allstott just knocked him out. Totally knocked him out.
Mike Allstott was. I don't even know if I've ever seen him without his uniform on. Like I bet he was
He's still a big fucker, man. He's a big dude.
Low center of gravity, just ran guys over.
Like big shoulders, big neck.
Who do you compare a guy like Mike Allstott to today? I thought Duckett was going to be kind of because Duckett played against me in basketball.
Yeah,
his first dunk was at St. Joe on us. Yeah, and he just took 2 steps and dunked. And the next year he didn't play because he was committed to state.
All football, yeah.
Yeah, but he was kind of built like a
fullbacks are a rare breed now. You don't have fullbacks. You have 2. It'd be a running back committee, right?
Yeah.
A running back that can knock people over, but the fullback.
Yeah, I know. You're actually right.
I would compare him to
San Fran's the only one that uses fullback still. They use Kuzak or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's a fullback.
But Mike Allstott was a breed of his own, I think. I think he was one of those rare breeds. He can run the ball. He can truck the fuck out of you. And he still can. I know he had some speed to him for a bit. Got that big.
Yeah, he could move.
And people were scared to tackle that guy.
Do you miss playing basketball?
Not really.
That's not the answer I thought you were going to say.
No, I mean I loved it. I lived and breathed basketball.
I played it in college. I know, but no.
I had 2 fun years at Kalamazoo Valley. Yeah, I loved. I was the captain for that team for 2 years, starting point guard, and played for a really good coach who won a ton of games. I think at the most in Michigan history, Coach Schultz, and so that was 2 really fun years. But I remember like when I was done with that, like I almost felt like I'm satisfied because when I went out west, I played pickup ball all the time.
Yeah.
When we lived out there,
competition stiff out there.
Totally an atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean like it wasn't. Yeah, it was the parks were tough, but like it was just for me. It was just getting into the game.
Yeah.
That was the hard thing because no one's gonna.
You feel like you're the white man that can't jump. That said, like was Woody that's gonna be picking up games.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'd go to it was Veterans Park in Westwood near UCLA, and I'd go and not get picked, and I'd just go home. But when I get picked, I could hold my own or whatever.
Oh, this man can play. Shit.
I know, but yeah, you look at me. It's just you don't think this guy can do anything. But I handled the ball really well. Like I think that was my big thing. So I wasn't even pickup. I didn't score a ton, but yeah, I miss it. It was fun. But
I miss playing basketball too, man. I enjoyed every bit of it.
See, I can't shoot, but hell, I'm great at defense. I'm like Rodman. I didn't care. I'll get in your face.
That's one thing. I mean, I like to play the post. That's going to Coloma High School. I was 6'3" at that time. And I'm still 6'3", but at that time, I'm just saying at that time that was like a power forward, almost center.
Yeah.
In those smaller schools. And
now it's like you're a 2 guard or point.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you play with don't tell me, James Singleton?
No, he was a year after me.
Okay. And then because he played in an awesome district championship against St. Joe, Bart Holabar.
Yes.
Holabar, I think, had a cast.
Damn,
it was at St. Joe.
Remember this shit?
I know. I'm turning into my dad. But I played against the Partee brothers, Jerry and
yeah.
So I have home video of me playing against them in 7th grade.
Yeah.
All the way through senior year. So we were very friendly with each other. And we beat Coloma real bad my senior year, but they wound up winning districts and going to, I think, the state semifinals.
Yeah.
You're
but-
dead right now. You know that.
I know. But I'm only, I haven't talked.
You gotta love sports though, man. Sports is great.
Wow, I don't remember back in high school days when I did all my sports.
I went to watch. This is one game I remember. Coloma was really good. It had Antoine Ficklin and some other guys on that team, but they played against Detroit Country Day. This was Chris Webber's younger brother.
Yeah.
He was at point guard, and then they had Shane Battier.
Battier was, everybody knew of Battier.
That dude was a monster. He played power forward in high school.
And he could shoot. Yeah.
He dominated that game. He dominated that game. I remember seeing him dunk on people with ease.
Oh, it's like back when I saw LeBron. So that makes sense.
Yeah, he dunked on people with ease.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's almost like Battier, like you see his NBA career, like what he was in high school and what he was at Duke.
Yeah.
You almost look at his NBA career as kind of disappointing, but
he was a role player.
He actually won, a championship, but like he was a role player. But that's how good he was in high school and in college. At Duke, like discipline, like
very disciplined.
The vocal captain. And, he took a ton of charges. Like that's the one thing I will say is Battier took 110 charges in 4 years at Duke. I took 55 in 2 years at Valley. Like that was my soccer because I played soccer. Like I knew how to take charges.
How to take it.
And one guy said that 110 charges is the record that will never get beat in the history in all of sports. And I thought I was halfway there had I played
2 more years.
I mean, I was pretty good at that. Like I was good at charges and free throws.
You're more than you're halfway. Yeah, you're definitely halfway.
I mean, I was really good at knowing, when the guy was gonna move or whatever, and
just stand there and take it.
But so I'm gonna just plug myself there for
there you go.
Everything else.
Put your hands down like this. And
there were games where the other team they'd win the tip and they'd come down and then everyone would spread out and then they'd ISO me with their guard in the block and I'd be like, God, crap! Like if this guy scores, like 6'3" point guard scores on me, Coach Schultz is gonna probably be like, all right, we'll do one more time down, and if they score again, he's gonna pull me out. So I mean, it happened a lot where it was like they just like clear out ISO. I'd have to just defend, try to make it tough, and that was I was tiny. I was 5'8".
So you said earlier, before we do have to make our closing thoughts, but you said earlier you're a 90s baby. How bad are you a 90s baby? You said you love all the 90s shit. So what do you have on shoes on right now? What kind of shoes you have on?
I've got the 80, 89.
89 what?
89
what?
89 Jordans.
I think they're 89.
Jordans?
Yeah.
So how many Jordans do you have?
By the way, with like beige tube socks.
Could be worse.
I mean,
Joe has some
I'm wearing
tan boots on with white socks.
I'm wearing my cowboy boots. Leave me alone. I'm wearing
socks with Jordans. It's like
then he wore a kilt with those same boots and socks on.
Yes, I did. I'm an Irish fan.
We will find anything that's clean.
Yes.
I'll wear my son's socks if I have to.
I don't care what the people think. What I'm
You're right though. This goes by fast, I will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, 90s. Yeah.
How hardcore are you a 90s baby? So you have Jordans. You could talk about
they're everlasting.
You could talk about 90s galore just because you grew up in it.
Yeah,
is that why you're saying that?
I think 90s movies, like I just like Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin, like Something About Mary, The Fugitive. Like The Fugitive is a movie that I'm obsessed with. Shawshank Redemption.
Yes. Great man.
No, but like it's the rewatchable movie.
You can watch it over.
Like
and over
Fugitive,
again.
if we're leaving to go to like someone's wedding and the Fugitive comes out, I'm just like, you guys go. I'm here.
I'll be here.
I gotta watch. Like to me, it's one of the best movies ever. Shawshank Redemption.
1 or 2.
Fugitive 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Is there a Oh, that was
U.S. Marshals.
U.S. Marshals.
Yeah.
I love Wesley Snipes. He's great.
Fugitive was pretty good.
Fugitive is
just because of Harrison Ford.
No, it's not.
Well, I think it's
No,
just
it was Harrison. Oh,
No,
that's
the
right. It
plot-
was Harrison
It was
Ford.
just the plot.
no. I
alone.
mean, yeah,
Plot
it's
alone.
it's amazing. But like all that stuff, but '90s sports too with the Bulls, like
Yes.
it's
Jordan.
yeah with
Kobe.
Jordan.
Domination of a
Yeah,
decade.
Kobe was the
Kobe was in the
next
night.
decade.
Kobe was
but
end of the '90s for Jordan and built the 2000s up.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, I know he
After he won that 3-peat, and then he won 2 more after that.
he yeah.
So
He's
it was
the
all-
closest thing to Jordan.
Right. He was the closest thing to Jordan. And he was just but it's just a shame because he won an Academy Award and he was just like the best dad ever. He was just I remember telling my wife, before he died, even I remember telling her like our kids are going to remember Kobe as a film producer, an entertainment guy. And then we'll say, well, he won 5 NBA championships. Like, oh, really? Like, that's where he was going.
Yeah.
He was going to run
And
studios.
then
And
Did he win 5?
all of it?
He won
Most
5,
of China. China loved him.
Wait, he won 4.
yeah, I mean, he was just getting started. He was 41, and he was going to take over. I mean, he was going to run an entire studio and make tons of crazy content and be known as like, the guy that was involved with entertainment before basketball. Like, that's what my kids would view him as. So
how many championships did he win?
5.
he won 5.
Did he win 5?
He won 3 with Shaq, and then two in a row.
No, actually, this
Orlando and
one
then Boston.
It was like 1.
Oh, then lost to Boston, then
Yeah.
beat Boston.
Yeah.
He really won 5?
1
I thought he
5.
won 4.
1 5.
Shaq won 4. That was a big thing.
Maybe that
Yeah,
was
it-
When he beat Shaq,
Yeah.
his
He
thing
made
was
sure Shaq knew about it.
yeah. I have one
Yeah,
more
that's what I'm
championship than you
Yeah.
do.
maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shaq said Kobe will never win a championship without
Yeah,
himself.
Without him, yeah. He
That's
won 2 without him.
Yeah.
So, of being a '90s baby, do you think it's different how you're growing up to what it is now because of all the electronics and technology and everything out there in the world from what we grew up on to what it is now?
I think that there are fewer choices that we had. It was just kind of like, we didn't do a lot of gaming. So what do you do outside of that? You go outside, you play and stuff. I mean, my kids both have tablets and,
Do they play sports?
Nash plays soccer. I coach soccer. So Mallory is into art. So she does improv and she did Second City in Chicago.
Really?
So they're both active.
Both active. Yeah. She goes to Kalamazoo every Monday night for an improv class. So,
That's cool.
so it's
Wow.
really fun because it's two very different
Yeah.
type of kids. And Nash is, I mean, we could talk Premier League soccer
She must get that from her mom.
all day. And I don't know if that would just,
Oh, that
gloss
doesn't-
over.
No.
do you know what Premier?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I don't.
he's obsessed with that. He knows more than I do. So their interests are very different, which is fun. But yeah, it's just, it's definitely, we're way more connected now than we were then, where, you knock on someone's door to get them to come out and play,
I know how you feel on that because when I was growing up with my daughter and she was big into soccer. Then she went from soccer to going to nationals, letting me go with her and taking her to Hawaii for nationals. And then her playing indoor soccer. Indoor soccer was like fucking hockey, where you get to check people on the boards and everything else. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. My daughter just checked a 6-foot lady into the boards, knocked her down, and she took the ball and passed it because she was defense. But it was awesome watching.
Yeah, I love coaching my son because he's so.
I could never coach my daughter. I didn't want to.
I'm
very competitive.
Well, I never wanted to, but once I got into it, soccer's so much different now than it was. And I have this whole theory of the NBA in the 90s had like one European player, Drazen Petrovic.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And maybe a couple
Detlef
others.
Schrempf.
But like
Yeah.
Detlef Schrempf, yeah. And then they weren't prominent in the NBA at that time. And if you had told that people at that time that 30 years from now, the NBA top 5 are going to be European,
Best players.
they'd be like, no way. And we're at a point in soccer where There are very few, a couple Americans that Pulisic, and
Yeah,
but he's
not
not in the
anymore,
Prem.
though.
He's in.
Not
So,
anymore.
but because of the fact that you can watch every Premier League match now, on NBC, and Peacock,
USA,
we didn't have access to it in the 90s, and then Jordan helped kind of shift things where people got more access in Europe, and that changed everything. So I do think in 25 years, it's not out of the realm to say the best players in the world are from the U.S. Like, it could actually happen. So
It'll happen eventually.
it's the same with
eventually,
baseball.
I don't think I'll be alive to see like the U.S. win a World Cup.
Yeah.
But
That's
men-
one of my
wait a minute,
bucket
men
list
or
things
women?
to do. No,
Well,
men,
no.
men.
Oh no, women are dominant.
I was saying
Yeah.
women are dominant. They
no,
win.
He's talking about
women.
men.
No,
He's talking about
I'm going to
men.
leave them alone because they're so good. I'm talking about the crappy men. I
Yeah.
can't. No, women in the U.S. are insane. I think the outside of Detroit Lions winning a Super Bowl, I think the U.S. like a men's World Cup soccer team would be the next big story in sports. Because I think this whole country would go nuts if somehow we got to a Final Four. Like I do think there's something, even if you don't like soccer, there's something unifying
Won
about
the
it.
World Cup. I mean,
If we got to the World Cup
can you
final,
imagine that? Can you imagine that?
if
The United
we
States would go crazy.
the whole country would shut down.
I could see it before the Detroit wins a Super Bowl.
You think, no, I don't.
I didn't think so, but now I'm starting to think.
Nope. Sorry, they lost all their coaches and everything.
I would go.
else,
I don't
players.
think we see a World Cup. I think my
I think
son
World
and
Cup.
daughter might see a
Yeah,
World Cup
yeah,
US, but
Yeah,
Hell no,
women's are like I was just saying,
like
like we were talking about Notre Dame basketball tonight, and
dude, it's awesome.
women's basketball is so good.
man,
and,
Number one.
and Indiana Fever, I want to
Number
go
one.
see
Caitlin. Clark.
Caitlin live. Like,
oh, dude, she's awesome.
I mean, it's just I think it's amazing what's going on in sports right now.
Yeah.
Seen her.
I haven't seen her, and I want to. But Notre Dame women's basketball is like
Man, that,
number one in the
you know
country.
what? I went to the last time the Notre Dame won a championship. I went to that game. That buzzer beater.
by,
Enrique, I can't pronounce the last name.
Arik, but she had two like big shots
Big
in the
shots
Final
in
Four.
both games. Yeah, the Final Four. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. You went to that.
Dude, I have it on my phone. I tell you that was one of the biggest things I've ever seen in my life.
Where she fell back into the crowd.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And she was a big fan of Kobe,
Oh,
so
yeah.
she went on Ellen, and Kobe
Yeah,
surprised
yeah,
her. She's a beast in the WNBA.
I know she is. She
She's
is.
like
She is.
Sorry, Caitlin's now dominating.
Well,
I
yeah.
heard she might not come back. If they keep pissing her off, she might just play European ball
And
because they pay more. 'Cause
they'll
more.
pay her more than WNBA.
Yeah. I
But
heard
the
Yeah.
thing is that they have to get people in the seats. That's the only thing. Have to get
she
people in the
sold
seats.
out every single place that
Yeah,
she was
Yeah.
at.
Yes.
Every single place she was
And
at.
she's
Yes.
created rivalries now.
Yes.
Because I think
Why
the girl
would
from
you?
Chicago
You gotta
awesome.
love it. You gotta
Oh, yeah.
love that. You gotta love
Gotta
that.
love
The rivalries. Chicago, Indiana.
and because when there were negative things being said about what's her name from Chicago?
Brianne?
Reese.
Reese, yeah.
Last name Reese.
Yeah. I thought this is great for the league.
Yeah.
Like positive or negative, like we're talking about.
But I watched her
WNBA.
when they played in college, though, because I watched college girls basketball because of Caitlin Clark. Because
I watched it.
it was
I was
awesome.
watching before that. I was watching
I know.
Notre Dame play.
Well,
I was
UConn,
too.
too.
I was too. But
UConn was tough. Yeah.
I was watching her go against UCLA because it was her and UCLA back to back all the time, just getting pissed off. And how she always, because last year she went like this to the ring because they were going to get the ring. UCLA was.
That was
instead of
LSU.
Caitl-
Yeah.
Oh, LSU. Sorry.
But yeah.
Yeah. So it was. It was.
Angel Reese. Yeah, it was
Angel
But
Reese.
yeah,
it was-
LSU.
It was.
But
it was
that's
that
all. But to me, that's
phenomenal
all
game.
good. That's like at
And
the end
now
of the
they're
day, that's
playing the
all.
pros.
As much as you kind of like it's something to
It
talk
builds,
about.
It builds that intrigue to
it's-
get back into that
it's-
that sport.
But she's
Dawn
shooting-
Staley coaching at South Carolina.
Yeah.
She's
She's
top-notch.
polarizing. She's top notch, man.
But
she's top notch.
But she's dominating the 3-point line. She's doing everything that Stephen Kerr did when he became.
Curry.
No, is it Curry? I always say his last name wrong.
You're thinking of Steve Kerr.
Yeah,
You're
it is.
No,
combining the
I always
two.
get
the
those two.
Bulls.
Yeah, but still,
Steve Kerr's the man.
I think they are just. She's just like him, now changing the way of the 3-point line because now
Yeah.
she's
She can
popping
shoot the
threes.
three. Man. She's lights out with that 3-point shot. I tell you that.
I
much.
make money off.
I
it.
think her passing is what
Oh,
impresses me
she has
Passing,
most
yeah,
assists.
Yeah.
Most assists in
as a
as
rookie.
a freshman.
Did you know she was 6 foot?
You know, she wanted to go to Notre Dame.
I did not know that.
You know that she
Did you know she
was going to Notre Dame,
Yeah.
and she had to call Muffet and say, "I'm going to go to Iowa instead." Like she was there. In South to
I
go to
did
South
not
Bend.
know that.
Look it up. It's wild, and
Yeah.
it's.
Can
it
you
makes
imagine?
me-
Can you imagine that?
Well, she might have won 4 there.
Yeah.
Because Iowa didn't. I mean,
Iowa
she.
didn't win shit.
But she said that was the toughest call to make, was calling Muffet to say, "I'm actually going to stay home." Like she was committed.
They would have won at least 2, maybe 3.
Oh my God! Can you imagine South Bend?
2.
That place would have been packed.
But my thing is, would she still play the same as she did in Iowa? Because Iowa,
think
she has
so.
a fan
I think
base. She had.
I think
the atmosphere for her was building
Oh,
that
no,
up to
100%. I think it made. I think it all worked out for the best. But like, it would have been nice to have her.
yeah, so, dude, it was.
But we still made it to the finals.
We
on the-
won. Yeah, with
4 years.
I've seen 2 championships there.
I have 2. Dude, I love watching girls basketball.
So I wanted to go to the Duke game the other night. Like
I think
I
we
just
just try to get a game in before the season.
They're all sold out. They're sold out until there's one game left, and it's like, I think like $110 a ticket.
I believe it. They're number what? 2 in the nation.
Number 1.
Number 1 in the nation. Now?
they're number 1.
Yeah, they're number 1. They're number 1 in the last 2
Oh
weeks.
my god,
They just they're number 1
they're
overall.
good, man. They're good this year.
They have such great
Yeah.
culture, and
They're
Coach
good this
Ivy's so great.
She's actually, she built up. Her first year, it was a rocky start for her. I hate to say that, but it was a rocky start. But she's built herself up to
She's
be
got
the
some good
number 1
players
now.
around. She got
That's
some
what
good
she
players
is.
in.
And
but
she's
I-
recruiting.
I still
And
think
not
that-
only that, she has that thing where people want to come play for her because she's a champion.
now they
She
do,
won a
yes.
champion with Ruth Riley.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. And she did one of our football Fridays. So
Did she really?
So Shrewsbury did too.
That's
Both
awesome.
he
She's
was
hot.
really nice. And so I ran the cameras for those, and
Yeah.
she was so nice.
Is she
Yeah.
tall? Is she really
No.
that tall?
No, she looks like she's 30 and she's like got grandkids.
Really?
Ivy
Or
does.
she has a
Yeah.
son in the NBA.
Yeah, she's
Oh, yeah.
she's like I
Is she
couldn't
in
believe
her
it, but she
40s?
was just so nice.
Is she in her 40s?
She's upper 40s if she's in her 40s.
Ooh,
Yeah.
hey,
Mid upper.
Well, you just
Well,
think
we're in our
she won a
mid-40s.
championship back in the early
Hey,
2000s.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at you. I'm looking at you.
We're old.
I'd go for older shit.
We should play some we should do some ball at some point though. It'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. We should get. Well, we gotta get my knee pads out.
2-on-2.
Yeah, I gotta bring a whole bag full of
Yeah.
2-on-2. You find some the same age as him.
It'll take 60 minutes for me to get all padded up, and
How
then we'll
about
play
this?
for 5.
How about this? You find someone age is his age. I'm your age, so
Well, we're not playing with 18-year-olds.
No, hell no.
Just 2-on-2.
Forget all that.
No, I would love to at least shoot. I don't know.
All right, guys, we're getting down to the final.
I
Yeah,
know.
final thoughts.
It's where it's getting fun now.
Now you can plug in anybody you want. Promote something that you want to do.
I don't have much to promote. I'm let's see, Friday football tailgate. We're looking for sponsors. That's our big thing with that. That's like my biggest passion project right now. And then outside of that, it's just a lot of grinding.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see more podcasts pop up here and there. I love the fact that you guys do video with audio, which is awesome. So I'd love to help out in any way too, if you ever need it.
We would definitely appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
And
Now, do you guys record? Is it record as well?
Yeah.
So you guys have a file to.
Actually, we just share and paste on our YouTube. You just go on our YouTube and cut and paste if you want it. If you
Yeah.
want to keep it, then you can just keep on posting.
Yeah,
it
I'm
from
just
there.
curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever need help
It's
with
always
editing,
on
Oh,
or,
definitely.
and you guys got to come to the office too.
Yeah. My final thought now.
Go ahead, Joe.
Damn. Can you go?
I'm ready.
You can go.
I don't want to go now. You go.
Okay. Damn it.
I have to go last.
All right. So my final thought. I don't know what to say now.
There you go.
Yeah, somewhat. My final thought. Thank you for coming out. I know we went to high school and everything else. Shout out to you and your family and Carrie for letting you come out and play with us today. I mean, it's nice. Thank you, Carrie.
She's probably watching.
Thank you a lot. Thank you for your whole family that I've always grew up with. Knowing that your history of what you've been through out west and stuff like that, it's amazing to find that out. that was kind of cool for me on that aspect of everything that I just found out about you even more. And once again, I hope everything that you just said accomplishes up, keeps on driving, keeps on going, and everything else like that. I always say rock on and keep on out, keep on balling.
Well, it's cool to come full circle and be doing this with you. I mean, because we've been to, I mean, we've known each other for so long. So
and one thing, you didn't get me.
Huh?
It's always been a rivalry between us because back in
you guys got a rivalry?
Pee Wee in baseball, he said he got me when I stole a base in Pee Wee baseball, and
Never seen you run in my life.
and he didn't get me.
Oh
He
my
always said he
God.
did.
did that go on for a long time?
Yes, it did.
Oh my
All through
God.
fucking high school.
Yes.
Dude, you're right.
It did.
never
All,
got me.
all through high school. He wrote it on my high school books.
I think I wrote
got
it.
you.
Yeah, I got. Oh my God, dude.
You remember that?
That's one thing I do remember because I ran in across my high school yearbooks one day about a year ago, and I went. My daughter even found them. Said, "What are these?" I said, "That's my high school yearbook. Why is it so thin?" It was my elementary.
It's all black and white.
It was my
Black and white.
it was my middle school one of them. And I said, "That's my middle school one. You have middle school yearbooks?" I said, "Yeah, don't you?" I said, "No, ours is on mine." I went, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
funny.
yeah,
That's
I had to say
funny.
it to you.
You got the last laugh. I forget. Yeah, dude, that's funny.
All right, guys, we're gonna finish this off. All right. Hey, Ryan, appreciate you coming in. Pleasure meeting you, dude. Your stories were fun to listen to. I'll tell you that much. From where you started after high school and the way you came to now, it's amazing. I appreciate it. Dude, I'm looking forward to doing work with you, and I want to see some more of that Friday night football stuff. That's gonna be awesome. I want to be a part of that. I would love to be in the crowd with these young kids. Yeah.
I'm gonna chuck a water bottle at your head.
No, you better not.
Dude.
I'm keeping you close, you son of a bitch. But thank you for coming on the show tonight. I appreciate you, man. This has been really fun.
This was fun. I had a really good time. I could talk for another hour for sure.
We are over 2 hours anyway.
We'll have you back on.
We'll definitely have you back on, but keep on doing what you're doing, man. And it sounds like you're doing a great job. You got a great idea in your hands right now, and it's a puppy right now. You're just gonna groom that and keep going. I tell you what, I'm behind you 100% on this football thing and whatever you want to do in your life. 110% behind you. For the Third Eye Truth Aaron podcast, thank you guys for watching. This is episode 63, and we're gonna keep on doing this for as long as we possibly can, guys.
Hey, what do we have next week?
You're the one that book people, don't you know?
Yeah, I do actually.
All right,
We have Wild Bill.
Wild Bill next.
Oh, yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, Wild Bill is coming up.
Yeah,
All right,
we booked him.
and we'll be seeing you Monday, guys. This is a Wednesday episode. This is Third Eye Truth Aaron podcast signing out. I'm James Gill, your host. This is Joe Hill, the co-host. Ryan Cheevers, the guest. Appreciate you all for joining us. Thank you.